Live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome here to Christmas Miracle Speedway for this year's broadcast of the Christmas Miracle. What the heck is this race called? This is the Winter Classic,
There you
the
go, champ.
NNSCRA Winter Classic. Joining me tonight here in the broadcast booth, I'm Chris Dollarden. Alongside me, Matthew Rodriguez and Dylan Pote. Glad to have you guys here along for the ride here in this at the third annual NNSCRA Winter Classic here at Christmas Miracle Speedway.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a really fun race for sure. Always coming to this track, and we've been watching them in practice, and so they're hitting 200, and they're racing really close together. I've even seen some people try to tandem together. There's a lot of room to race here, and it's going to be a fast, action-packed race. I'm looking forward to it. What do you think about it, Matt? Matt, maybe having some difficulty. So, Chris, what do you think about the racing so far, what you've seen from practice?
I've seen quite a good amount of, just like you said, a lot of good tandem racing. These guys have to be careful not to lock bumpers. This track will drive like a super speedway. You got to watch what you're doing, because if you make one little mistake, you can take a couple cars out with you. You can take 10 cars out with you. So these guys need to be careful with that tandem drafting is to not get into that left rear quarter panel, or you're sending the guy around. That's one of the big keys to the race tonight.
This is a 100-lap race, so they're definitely going to have to just kind of be patient because you don't want to take yourself out early on this race. There's a lot of racing to go, and there's no room for error. Like I said, it's very little for that. We don't want to see a big wreck, like on lap 2 or 3. We want these guys to be able to get to the end and have a great race and stuff for sure.
As the cars file onto the track here, it looks like to be on the pole after qualifying. Carter Friesen took it after qualifying. Andrew Miller will roll out second. Austin Ogo rolls out third. Rob Evans fourth. Will Goss fifth. And then Johnny Gardner in sixth. Row 4 has Shane Sides and Michael Norman. Roger Ray and Cole Baker round out the top 10. The remaining guys that took a lap in qualifying: Emmanuel Hartnett, Andrew Lemke, Cole Deaver, Charles Belding, Corey Williams, Jamie Pintor, and Sonny Tallman. Other cars in the field include Tyler Mallon, David Alvarez, James Shelley, Carson Gum, Joey Murphy, Tristan Allen, Jessica Shelton, Seth Cole, and Cody Thomas. We are in for a good one tonight.
You're definitely right.
Oh, and we got Matt back. Matt, welcome back.
Yeah, everything is all set up. Just got to make sure things didn't crash.
The info for the race here: 100 laps. It is going to be a long one tonight. We're going to see how these guys respond to it with past races like Christmas in July. We had that Thanksgiving race as well that was here on this channel, on the NNSCRA Sports channel. I'm hoping for good, clean racing tonight with how this track drives, and I think these guys they have the caliber to be able to run well tonight. What do y'all think?
So I know this is usually bad luck, but I mean, who got? I mean, who's your winner?
Well, I was told that every time I pick somebody, they usually have bad luck. I'm going to go on a limb, still, even if it happens. I'm going to go with Tyler Mallon. He won Talladega, which is one of the special events recently here on the NNSCRA Sports channel, and he looked pretty dominant. I think since he didn't qualify, though, I think he just took a provisional for this race, but I think he'll get to the front, and he may be somebody to watch in this race. What do you guys got?
My pick definitely has to be, as long as he can stay out of wrecks and not, die on the first lap, has to be Cody Lamas in the 48. I mean, he's shown in the past Christmas, the Winter Classic events, that he has the speed to run this track. It's just he either has bad luck, he gets wrecked, gets into a wreck, or gets penalized.
As you look right there, the green flag is flown, and we are underway here for the Christmas Miracle Winter Classic.
While these guys going here, Carter Friesen's got the early lead at the moment. I'm going to have to go with Joey Murphy. He, former winner in this race. I think he's got the chance to do it again, as Friesen is out to an early lead down the back straightaway. He's got Austin Ogo in that 00 coming around at him on his outside.
I think the draft's definitely going to play a big factor in this race. I'm wanting to see if Carter's able to hang on down there, because I saw a lot of them lined up on the outside. It may not be the case. He got to get around the corner, but I'm waiting to see if they do. But look at how many these guys are just spreading out, just all across
Look
the
at Ray pushing him up the track.
Carter nearly got into the 00 there. They got a battle down there, though. 4 wide, it looked like for a moment, as the 29 of Will Goss goes to the point.
Well, it didn't take long for a block to be thrown this race. I guess the 2-3 lap thing was out the window, I guess, for calmness.
Yeah, that's very questionable. Coming to the inside now of Will Goss is the 88 of Shane Sides trying to take the lead away. I'm expecting a lot of passing for the lead early on in this one as the field is very stacked around the front. Look like we got a couple cars wrecking.
Corey
Looking to
Williams,
see who
and
it
that
is. It's Andrew Lemke.
It's upside down. Sheldon just got a piece of it.
We're under yellow.
I think that was Andrew Lemke still flipping.
I saw 2 cars back there. I saw 2 cars. I don't know. Maybe the other one just got it going, and it may have been the 51 of Corey Williams, if I'm not mistaken. That was the other car involved with the 12, but we are under caution for the first time. Shane Sides is your leader here on lap 3 of 100.
Taking a look back at the replay here, actually almost looks like the 51 of Corey Williams just kind of lost it there in the corner. Let's go ahead and pull up Corey here on our.
Yeah, he got loose. I can see it right there as well. He got down, actually bounced off Cody Lamas and shot back up the track into Andrew Lemke. Ooh. Yeah,
I think replay here.
I think for Andrew's case, that 12 car was just
actually
wrong
no.
place, wrong time.
It was the 48 of Cody Lamas that actually pushed up the racetrack, hit the front of the 51 and knocked him up.
Well, you guys,
I don't know. It kind of looks like Cody may have went up and Corey may have went down. They may have both been trying to go for the same spot on the track, and all it did was shoot Corey up the track, and Andrew was just a victim in that case.
I mean, it's quite easy to go snowblind at this track. I mean, you kind of lose track of where you are.
And Jessica Sheldon caught a piece of that. The car actually landed on top of the 9 car, the 12 did. I don't know if she's going to have any engine damage or not, but that, like I said, anytime anybody hits the top of a race car in this game, it's not very good for the engine. Like I said, it's kind of wonky how the damage is, but there could be a potential engine problem on that 9 car. Hopefully she didn't get any damage there.
I don't know. I'm looking back at that. It looked like the 48 held his line and the 51 came down. That's literally what it looked like to me. And Andrew Lemke was just an unfortunate.
Like Mallon may have won the race off a pit road.
A bunch of cars stayed out. I did see that as the pace car lights are out. We're getting ready to go back to green here. It looks like Will Goss will be the new leader. One car still in the pits is Sonny Tolman, an extended stay in pit road.
I guess we'll have to check on the 12 car and see if there's any kind of engine damage on that 12. He's able to keep up with the pack. This is a high-speed track, so having engine damage could be a fatal deal for this 12 team today. Not probably what we wanted to see. Not even 5 laps into the event, it already has a lot of damage, and it's been flipped over. So, unfortunate deal for him and Corey for sure.
I'm sure we've all had experiences like this at this event. I mean, just at turn 3 and 4, there's so much grip down at that apron, but it's really always the question of how far you want to push it down on that line. Go too low, you're going to hit that ice on the bottom of the apron, and you're going to be taken for a ride.
As we're going back to green, there we go.
Yep, back to green. The 83 of Emmanuel Hartnett has taken the lead from Will Goss. We've got a report on that. Corey Williams has taken the claim for the wreck. He will be at the end of the longest line here. I saw one car as these guys continue to race in pits. That is Seth Cole in the 25. He is going to maybe fall a lap down, not quite sure yet, as the 83 continues the lead. But here comes Will Goss on the outside with help from the 00.
I think that was scheduled on the 25, so I just heard his radio chatter. It didn't seem like a lot was going on there. And like I said, what was going on, like Chris was saying, we're going to keep up with any penalties and stuff going on, and we'll kind of keep you guys updated, like he said.
You know, it's surprising to see cars get that good of a run on the high line. Oh, Emmanuel!
Look out! Look out! Oh, he's going to get plowed.
Yeah,
we got a big wreck.
Big wreck on.
Oh my God!
Oh, we got about 3 cars flipping, including the 3 himself. Oh boy.
83, I saw him. He got stuck on the apron, and that is one thing we talked about right before we went live, that you do not want to get down on the apron in 1 and 2. It will wreck you up, and that is exactly what happened. Also involved the 3 of Cole Deaver. I'm seeing other cars back here. Corey Williams, he may have been involved. I don't think he was
32
involved.
was involved. Jamie Pinter, I think he was flipping as well. Yep, 32 was also caught up in that.
That might spell the end of the night for the 83. He's got a lot of rear end damage to the
Roger Ray got a piece of that as well. Corey Williams went for a spin, so did Jessica Sheldon. Their spin didn't touch anything. Yeah, but I think the point is definitely on the 83. He got a lot of damage in that. Roger Ray got a lot of front end damage on the 84. I'm not sure how his car stands right now, but definitely a couple hard licks there.
Taking a look back at this instant, looking at the 83, as soon as he lifted up, wow, God.
There was just no time to react.
No, not at all.
That 83 kind of flew in the air there.
Well, I didn't expect us to have this many cars flipped over early on in this event. We're only 10 laps in. I think we've had about 4 or 5 cars flipped so far.
And this whole event is usually like survival of attrition. Go ahead and take a look on.
Also going to throw in
Here,
some notes on the
83.
last caution. I think the 12 and the 48 were EOL for black flags, and like I said, Chris in the 51 took their claims on the wreck. We haven't heard any word on any claims on this current wreck we're looking at.
I'm expecting the 83. I mean, or it could have just been a racing deal if that's what the boys upstairs are going to deem it. Not quite sure yet. Will Goss is your race leader. Austin Ogo runs second. Behind him in third is Charles Belding. Quite a surprise to see him up here. Michael Norman in fourth, and Andrew Miller in the 56 rounds out your top 5.
Looks like we had 12 cars, I would say, that stayed out. I'm seeing the race off heroes. Carter Friesenman went off.
Can confirm this as well. The 83 is going to claim the wreck.
Noticing how quick
good
the pace laps are going here.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
They're doing some quick cautions.
Some guys are still coming off pit road, or some are still being serviced, actually, as we speak. The 83, the 3, and the 32. A lot of the cars that were involved as the 32 peels away.
Yeah, this is going to be a factor big time in this race. These quick yellows, regardless of how bad the wrecks are, I mean, these guys are going to have to kind of manage what they do for damage and fixing it and getting back on the track, or losing potentially the pack and everything.
Yeah, we got about 7 or 8 rows of cars here as more cars are trying to catch up now as the last bit of the stragglers are just now leaving pit road. Well,
Looks like
the thing for them is they'll be going at a full head of steam while these guys are still trying to get up to speed. We'll see what happens.
It looks like the only EOL for this restart is going to be the 83. So we're going back to green here. Will Goss and Austin Ogo are leading back to the green flag.
This is going to sway here. Who gets the better start here? Green flag back in the air after caution number 2 as we complete lap 8 of 100. And Will, he got a really good jump that time. Austin Ogo, though, hanging out there on the outside.
Got 3-4 wide back there.
Joey Murphy down there in that 10 car, he's not wasting any time. He gained about 3 or 4 spots just in that turn alone. He's not wasting any time to get to the front.
Absolutely not. He is a man on a mission in that number 10 Smithfield Ford. Coming to the inside now. Look at this. Charles Belding now up into second. It looks to be the Krispy Kreme number 28 as he dives to the inside, trying to get an advantage on Will Goss. He may be able to get him out of the corner. Here comes Murphy way to the bottom, though. I think Belding, credit him with leading the lap.
We got to just take a moment, just look at this racing we got going on. I mean, we got guys going almost close to the outside wall. We got people on the apron racing. This is some really good racing. I'm hoping these guys have learned their lesson these first couple of runs. They just need to kind of just be careful, like I said, get a little bit of a green flag run going, just so we can see what we got here.
If it doesn't look like they're taking it easy, look at that 3-4 wide.
These restarts are crazy.
Joey Murphy now to the lead. Dicey. Just a little bit dicey there. Belding tried to make a move on Murphy. He paid the price. He's going to fall way to the back on that outside line as Joey Murphy, my pick, has taken the race lead.
Yeah, just looking at our picks here, I see Matt's pick also up there, Cody Lamas. He was toward the back.
Oh, Cody's dying!
Well, about that.
Well, stop talking about my picks.
No, there he goes.
I think when I just mentioned Cody,
oh no!
Carson just went to avoid him right there. Carson got him hard in the wall in the 19.
I think everybody else missed him.
Okay, yeah, there's the yellow flag is out. I didn't know they were going to call it.
Oh, we got the 9 back here spinning as well.
Well, Matt, about your pick, maybe I shouldn't bring it up. I think I'm Cody's bad luck.
Well, that's the key thing, which is Cody's really fast, but I mean, he's accident prone. I've never seen an incident or a race here at Christmas Miracle where he just has not been caught up in something.
In the meantime, Joey Murphy is the race leader after that. I think the majority of the field missed the 48 with the exceptions of the 19 trying to avoid him smacking the wall, and then I think the 9 spun trying to slow down.
It just looks like Goss got a little bit loose, pushed up the hill, knocked the 20 into the 48. 48 just went around.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't look like he hit anything else.
That's the thing about the apron. It's the fastest way around, but it's just so much of a risk. Like I say, if you just get too low in that dark area, you start getting loose. Or even so, I mean, it's just a tough line to hold. Like I say, we're running 3 or 4 wide consistently, so these guys are on the edge of their seats right now racing. So it doesn't take much for something like that to happen. But Cody did definitely a good job of kind of keeping the minimum damage there. It could have been a lot worse for sure. He could have came back down in front of traffic and caused a big wreck, but he, being a veteran driver, definitely kept it out of the way, minimized the damage.
I don't think there's gonna be there were a few takers. A lot of them. Oh wow, we actually got nah, that's an understatement. We have a bunch of takers into the pits. The front few have stayed out. We're still also waiting to hear back on the claim for the wreck. I'm willing to bet it's the 48, but
well, I mean the 29 may have claimed it.
48.
48's taking the
Well,
claim.
I stand corrected. I thought that was going to be on the 29 there, but
I think he could have argued
48.
That.
Yeah,
That
he
could have
may
been
not
argued.
seen what happened.
Cars get ready to double up again. We're ready to get back to green here shortly as the cars are on the backstretch, completing lap 13 of 100, working our third caution of the evening here at Christmas Miracle Speedway, the third annual NNSCRA Winter Classic. With Joey Murphy in front, running second right now is Andrew Miller. Third, Cole Baker, a guy we haven't seen much of tonight. He's now up here. His quote-unquote teammate in the other Ritz Toyota, Tristan Allen, fourth. Roger Ray rounds out the top 5 with Shane Sides running 6th.
Just noticed that the 20 and the 11 were running the same numbers.
Yeah, you gotta watch them to see which one it is.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look closely.
The rest of our top 10, I think. See who else we got up here. Sonny Tallman's up here. Corey Williams. The 3 is back up here. Deaver was in a wreck. He's worked his way back over. Carter Friesen's back. So interesting here. I see a lot of guys keeping the strategy of staying out since we're getting short runs. So I guess it's not much of a fuel issue, and they're keeping the track position. But with all that's been going on, I don't think anybody wants to be in the back right now with all the craziness lately.
Absolutely not. We're back to green flag racing now on lap 14 of 100 as Joey Murphy had an incredible jump out of the
It
gate.
almost looked like Andrew Miller did not get going on that restart.
Oh, we got trouble in the back. Oh, we got another car around. Oh, we got
a
three
couple
Goss in
cars
the wall.
flipping.
Oh
Oh, we
my
got 3
goodness.
cars flipping back here is what I'm seeing.
Kelly's over.
Jelly flipped. The 29 Will Goss flipped.
Goss is dead.
I think Emmanuel Hartnett went back over on his 80 on the
I
83
think
car.
Seth is dead.
David Alvarez wrecked right there. The
Will
29
Goss
went
just
back to the road.
teleported. Johnny Gardner's back here.
All I did, I just saw a blur of a blue car flipping over. I believe it was Will Goss in the background. It just went across my screen. That was crazy. I don't know what happened there. If he got hit or something happened. Oh, we'll have to look at the replay on that. I think there's definitely was some contact between the 29 and the 71 there. Going into 1. And unfortunately, Will Goss, he took the worst end of that whole deal. Well,
Go ahead and take a look here. It actually looks, yeah, like James Shelley. A little bit on that left rear of Goss. Don't know if Goss came down.
I looked up ahead too. The 32 did not get going in front of Goss.
Oh, and
And Shelley had a
Emmanuel
great
Hartnett just
restart.
got caught.
Oh.
And there's a whole instant behind, and I think that was just chain reaction of everyone trying to avoid accident.
That 29 car flipped so fast. Like, he caught the apron, and that car just tipped over. Just, I guess, the difference in the baking. Like, the transition flipped him over. Because he was good, and then he just flipped. And then the 71 kind of helped as well. And Emmanuel Hartnett, nowhere to go. Lamas
Johnny
nearly
Gardner,
gets around,
too.
and Malin gets around.
Happened here.
David Alvarez just hit the brakes and flipped over. He grip flipped, it looked like.
Actually, the looks like the 68 of David. Yeah, he hit the brakes, and Johnny just ran straight into the back of him.
Yeah, Shelley kind of looked really aggressive on that restart. I don't know if that was necessary that quickly in the run.
Yeah, the report is also another report. Carson Gunn has taken his car behind the wall. He's out of the race in 26th. And then, yeah, talking about James Shelley, he would have been the driver that would have claimed the wreck, but he has also parked his car for the race, and he is done for the night.
Carson Gump also slammed Will Goss there, so there was a lot of damage on the 19. So I don't know if Will Goss it looks like they're still repairing the car. I think he's went a lap down actually, so I don't know if they're going to get the 29 car back on the track. So we may have a car retiring from today's race. only about 15 laps into this event, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's got a lot of damage to that number 29 car. He has also been showing a lot of frustration towards the 71 for that move he pulled there in the exit of one. I mean, that's the thing, though. You run a risk of being aggressive, and sometimes it works out. Sometimes it comes back to bite you. Don't know what the case was for the 71. It may have been the latter. So, tough break.
And just like that, we're going back to green.
I mean,
Yeah,
if we
just
want to know
like
their
that.
opinions, we can always pull them in for interviews, but
I've gotten reports 71 has left the server as well, so we won't be able to get an interview with him as we are back green flag racing. Joey Murphy, another good jump. Look at this, though. You got the two Ritz cars right there at the top. Makes me hungry just looking at it as the 7 of Sonny Tallman has now slid into the second position.
And he restarted in the back, and he's just kind of worked his way up with all the accidents and stuff going on, staying out. And now he's battling for the lead on the outside. Let's see if he can make the move on the outside here. We've not seen a lot of outside passes so far.
I don't know if he's going to be able to complete that pass. In the meantime, here comes the number 88 of Shane Sides in the Nationwide Chevy Camaro. Whoa, little close there.
little touch.
With the 11 a bigger. I don't know if they touched, but they got pretty close.
Oh,
he
trouble.
dumped into touch.
Oh, Sonny Tallman got hit right there by the 11.
Looks like he
Both
dumped
Ritz
him.
cars involved. Yeah,
Well, that was not a good time to be in the Ritz
touch.
car. They both got caught up in that one.
I think there was just a little bit of frustration there. Go ahead and we'll turn on the replay here and take a look and see what happened. And let's go ahead and just take a look back here with the 7 and the 11. Now, it looks like they touched coming out of the corner of turn 4, so let's go ahead and take a look.
We're going to have to take a look
Helicopter
and see
view.
what happened.
Looks like the 7 popped up the racetrack, the 11 tried to dive down, make a move, and the 7 kind of slammed the door on him. And
I'll
then just
tell you-
going into that corner, it looks like
I tell you
11
what,
just kinda
I don't think
dumped
the
him.
11 turned that much at all. Like, he looked like he went straight in that corner.
it's probably not going to be a popular opinion, but it just looks like he flat took him out.
Yeah, because I don't know if he was trying to get back behind him, but he looked like he didn't make much of a turn. Like, the 7 was making the turn, but it just looked like the 11 didn't turn that much and just went right into him, like you said.
Go ahead and take a look from the
I'm not
11's
sure.
onboard, but I mean,
I'm not
ahead.
sure what was going on there with Cole Baker with Sonny Tallman there, but like I said, unfortunately, it caught his teammate Tristan Allen in that as well, who was just kind of a victim there. And I think we just had somebody just retire on the race. Will Goss is taking his part. He's officially in the drive out of the race. So that's 3 people that have fallen out of the race. So I'm thinking there's a lot of disappointment going on because I think if you got the 1, you get the racing one. But I don't think he ran more than maybe 3 laps. So I don't know, like it's been put across to the drivers that I think everybody just needs to kind of tone it down just a little bit. Let's just get some laps going.
I mean, just remember back in the Christmas and July race, that wasn't broadcasted to my knowledge, but we had drivers going 3 or 4 wide making crazy moves, so definitely I don't know if it's just the cars that just can't handle it, or...
Sorry if you heard that whisper. 11, I don't know if it was mentioned, 11 did claim that wreck, so he will be ELL, and there was a wreck on pit road just now, I just saw. Okay.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Joey Murphy just spun David Alvarez. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if he knew he was pitting or what happened.
Might just
Anyway.
be miscalculation.
Oh,
But,
just look at Carter's car. His marvelous paint scheme when you look on this 85. I feel like he took a lot of time to work on this.
I mean, it doesn't look any worse than the last Christmas in July scheme.
We'll let the text speak for itself. This is a family-oriented broadcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Getting back on track now. See, the 2 is dropping back. I don't know if he had a black flag or he just dropped to the back. 11 looks like he should be, I believe, in the back. Other than that, I don't think there's any more ELLs.
32
and
and
now we find some
68. They're just still in the pits. 68 trying to repair damage now. Not sure that's stemming from that wreck he had on pit road. But going back to that wreck of the 11 and the 7, yeah, I'm with Matt Rod. That looked pretty
And
cut and dry.
I'm going to
what
be
that
going back
was.
green here in just a moment, but just a funny thing from the comments.
Oh,
I see STC Hawks Tito 777 that I thought Poteet would have learned from Snickers Cup not to pick someone to win and talk about them mid-race.
No,
would
that's true.
be,
Well, in this case, I talked about your pick and he wrecked, so maybe I shouldn't mention mine.
That
Yeah.
would be Matt McIntyre that made that comment there.
Ah.
So some witty stuff from him. We're back to green flag racing.
Oh, we got Corey Williams.
Someone's around. No, he saved it.
He
Wow,
saved it.
Corey.
That should have
What
been
a
a wreck,
job.
but it wasn't
Look
a
at
wreck.
Cody
so they kept
Lamas.
it
He's
going.
back up there. He lives.
I won't say his name, but he's doing good.
Don't you dare speak his name.
Michael Norman tried to make a move for the lead there, and I think he lost his drafting help, and he's dropping back now. Now Shane Sides after Andrew Miller trying to get the lead.
While these guys still to run well, Andrew Miller up front. 2 more cars have taken their cars behind the wall. The 83 of Emmanuel Hartnett, who's just had immense damage throughout the night, and also the 32 of Jamie Pinter. He has also taken his car behind the wall. They are done for the evening.
David Alvarez and Johnny Gardner are both currently 1 lap down. The 68 is actually back on pit road. He's got a lot of damage. I think Johnny's also got a lot of damage. Looking through the field, you know, there's a lot of guys that I figured were going to be up, and girls, I should say, that I thought would be at the front, but, you know, they may be just hanging out till this race is over at this rate, because I saw Corey Williams have his problem, but these 3 in the back straggling back here. Tyler Mallon, Jessica Sheldon, and Seth Cole, I think they're just kind of hanging out until they get close to the end. I think these 3 would definitely be favorites to win this race, but I think they've seen what's happened so far in the first
Joey
basically
Murphy
race.
dumped him.
Well,
Oh,
about that. Oh, the 10
Both
hits the
Roger
wall.
Ray
Joey
and
Murphy.
Joey Murphy.
And
Green
there
flag's
goes
still
my
out.
pick.
There's no yellow.
No
It was
yellow.
off the
No
racing
green.
surface, so I guess it was good. I didn't mean to cut everybody off there, but
you're
yeah.
all right.
We had to, oh, somebody's in the grass back there. The 3.
Deaver.
Oh. He saved it. I'm not sure what happened there off the corner. He may have got a little loose. Did a good job keeping it going.
I mean, I've been pretty successful running that grass line. I think you're testing a little bit.
He's talking about how crazy is these guys hanging around the back, though.
Whoa.
Wow, man. I think that's
Got
the
it.
68.
He got out of the way right there. Oh,
He's
Cody
trying to
and
get out of the
Michael
way.
Norman
My
right there.
goodness, Michael Norman just threw a block of a lifetime on Cody Lamas, and it's not going to matter because he's about to go around him there on the inside with the 56 still out in front.
I don't think these guys have learned their lesson, have they?
I don't think they
Not
have.
bad yet.
I'm
Well, as long as they
expecting
keep together,
something here
it's
in the 1. Because Shane's all over that 56 right now. So's the 48 on the 88. With how-
Chevy kind of lineup down there as well. Another guy we haven't really talked about, Rob Evans, is up here in the 65. He's quiet so far this race, and he's worked his way up in the top 5.
Not sure what the
It's
make
getting
of that.
so
Wow.
dicey back there.
So dicey up here at the front.
I'm just
56
imagining
is
how
loving
nervous
it.
I am in the. Usually it's really nervous just being in the in the race car racing these kind of situations, but just watching this, I think it's more nerve-wracking. I'm just getting worked up just watching it.
One of the Ritz cars has made his way back up here. That's Cole Baker. He's up in the 4th. Look out. Sonny Tallman right behind him. I don't know. We were talking about it. Oh, boy. That was
Cut him
getting
off
close.
there.
There's only so many times you can chop someone.
I'm not trying to spread bad omen here, but, you know, the grounds for retaliation, what we were talking about.
Oh, 7 hit the apron right there. That was close.
Yeah,
he's
he
still
got
coming up. There's no love loss. This is one of those deals where 7-11 combination is not going to work tonight.
No.
I had to throw it in there. I'm sorry.
No, you're
probably
okay.
quit.
That was warranted.
Well, with everybody racing up right now, Andrew Miller is loving this because he gapped a little bit now. But they're going to
Corey
drop back
Williams
up.
pushed up the hill a little bit in that.
Got about an 11 car pack stretching all the way back to Tyler Mallon there in the Interstate Batteries Toyota. But yeah, even
Well,
with
Baker's
these guys
making
running
the-
like this, it is just crazy. Meanwhile, everybody else, when I'm running through the field here, they are all just willing to just run behind each other and not worry about anything. Another report here, David Alvarez has taken his car behind the wall. He is also done for the evening.
So we've still got 20 cars running out of the 26-car field to start the race. So, but like I said, it looks like we're starting to get a little bit of a run going. We've had a couple of close calls, but I think we're starting to finally, hopefully, get this situated. As Cody Lama is now in the race lead, but for how long?
Michael Norman now makes his move to the inside with help from Austin Ogo in the 00 and move the 18 to the point as this front 11 continues to run well in this green flag run. He will lead this lap, completing lap 28 of 100.
And Ogo is not satisfied running second. Well, maybe he is. I thought he was going to make a move right there. He's right behind the 18 now. Williams almost wrecked a few laps ago. He's up here now in 3rd.
He's looking for more.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to get a run right there, and he got kicked out of line there. Oh,
Whoa!
we got contact! Baker gets into the wall. And that's what all is
Is
Belding.
the 11 going to
28 car,
slide
I think,
back up on track? I think maybe. Did they bring it out?
The yellow flag is out. Pace car lights are on. Looks like the field
And
should be
with
frozen.
that,
They're going to coast back around.
It
Oh, that
looked
was.
like, and the 28's are done. He literally just on the spot. He's done. And I guess that was the other car involved. Tough break for the 28 at Belding.
He must have got extensive damage right there.
And
So I just kind of saw in the background. I don't know what happened there. That kind of happened so fast.
Back at the replay here.
And we're waiting for an official claim on that wreck. I'm assuming it'll be either on the 11 or the 28.
I think that one may be on the 28, to be honest.
Well, let's see. Oh,
28 was
28.
Yeah, 28.
What?
Yeah, he just kind of came up the racetrack and nailed the 11.
It was a really strange place for the car to twitch on a straightaway like that, but it definitely, like I said, the 28 shot up into the 11 there. I don't know.
He might be a keyboarder, so I'm not sure if the line may have dug him up.
That car hit directly head on into that wall. He definitely may have gotten engine damage from that. Maybe it was beyond raceable. So tough break for Belding there. And Cole Baker that time was just kind of wrong place, wrong time on this end of the wreck from the last one.
But with how long that run is, everybody's in except for.
Looks like the 2 car stayed out. I think he's the lucky dog.
But he's a lap down. It looks like since everybody pit, that would probably give him his lap back. So with that, with Belding out.
Okay. So I just got word that there is lucky dogs for sure in this race. So Johnny Gardner is getting the lucky dog for this caution, and the claim was on the 28, but he retired. So that was what the status was for this caution for everybody.
Race off the pits is gonna be close.
No.
It's
Ogo.
Gonna be Ogo.
Ogo, Norman, and then Lamas.
Williams and Sides, the 2 blue cars, rounding out that top 5 coming off the pit road. Tallman 6th, Evans 7th, Lemke 8th, Tyler Mallon 9, and Cole Bieber will round out the top 10. And I'm hearing from race control something.
You know, is it shocking to see Lemke still riding around after flipping so many times with that first wreck?
I know.
He may be just waiting to see if maybe the field will wreck it up and try to get a good finish. He may be just, just hanging back too. I don't know if he's got any engine damage, but we'll have to wait and see on that car.
All these guys trying to hustle. Gardner right now working his way back around the track. Get back up. So yeah, Austin Ogo, one of our guys that we haven't really talked about. He was up front, started 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. A good run for him tonight. Our pole sitter is Carter Friesen. He's up at 11, so he's still not out of this yet. 19 cars to try and complete 69 more laps.
Just to throw kind of a wrench out there too. Looking at his paint scheme, this is a Cole Custer inspired paint scheme for Ogo. The last time in real life where the Xfinity cars ran, this is Auto Club in Ascension, this car actually won the race, so maybe he's having some vibes of what Cole Custer did earlier in the spring when he beat Kyle Busch.
California, known for its snow pine trees.
Yep. He's had some crazy finishes here, and there's no doubt here at the Christmas Miracle Speedway. I had to throw it in there.
you know, Seth was going to get on you if you didn't get that in there at one point.
Seeing the front few cars are running actually on that apron line in 3 and 4. Like I said, everybody's trying to hug the bottom right now. I think everybody's trying to keep their track position. The best way to do it is just keeping it down there at the bottom. Like I said, it's been tough for guys to make runs on these outsides. Everybody's having to cut low on somebody and get some drafting help. So Ogo's kind of dictating where everybody's running at the moment.
And Lamas seems to be content to run with him. I say that, he peeks to the outside, but now stays back in line. Now goes back to the outside. Man, Cody, make up your mind.
Contact in the back. The 3 and the 51 make contact. They keep it going. Williams hard into the outside wall on the backstretch. Look at the right side of that 51
The
car.
whole right side of his car is pushed in.
I think that car's peaked for the day. Yep, that car's definitely peaked for the day. I'm full of them tonight. I'm telling you right now.
You've really been trying to stock these up, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to stock. It's Christmas season. I see what you did there.
Actually, it was not intentional, but I'll take it.
It was not intentional. Okay. Well, yeah, looking at this run right now. Anyway, yeah, Ogo still looks like he's dictating how this line is running right now. Everybody is just convinced to stay on the bottom. They're just, he's just like the draft there. We got to follow the leader. Some guys are trying to make moves on the outside, but like I said, it's just kind of difficult right now. Everybody's glued to the bottom right now.
It's not the place to be right now, is that outside. Here we go. My pick is returned with the Ritz Brigade. Joey Murphy up into third now as the Ritz Brigade actually is trying to do that. I'm going to stick with that the rest of the night until one of them is out. Well, hopefully they don't go out. I'm not trying to wish bad omens on them.
Ritz Box and then Martha Stewart.
There we go.
I thought they had something figured out right there on the 0-0. They were running him outside, and he was actually about to go on the outside. Oh, actually, here comes Murphy. I say they were drafting on the outside and leave him out there by himself. I think they actually could pass him. Murphy got a run right now.
You tried to side draft him on the front stretch. That didn't quite work out, as now Murphy slides into second in that Smithfield Ford. Now peeking back to the outside of the 0-0 again, his Ford teammate by manufacturer. Ogo maintains it, though.
I'm seeing a couple of new faces up here in this front pack. Seth was actually finally made his way up to this front pack. He's tagging along in the back. I think he's still riding, but he's staying close enough in case something happens. And then I also saw Roger Ray. He's been caught up in a couple accidents. He's actually worked his way back up. He's in the top 5 battling for third right now between the Ritz machines right now. Looks like his car is doing fine after a couple of bad wrecks he's been in.
Battle for the lead, though. Around the outside again comes Joey Murphy, but he doesn't have any help. Roger Ray has something to say about that as well. He's going to try to make it 3 wide into the corner here. Will he take the lead at the exit of 4? Ogo took the corner wide, moved the 84 to the front spot.
That was so close. He went right across the 10 car's nose. That I thought was going to be a wreck right there, but they did a great job not wrecking. And that was the first person we had go under the 0-0 and take the lead.
Kristen Allen looks like he was about ready to chop the front end off the 10.
Yeah, Murphy's definitely being very aggressive right now, trying to get to the lead. He's done everything but lead lately. He keeps trying, but he's definitely trying to make moves happen right now.
Oh,
he's
man,
all
he is
over the
all
place.
over the
That
place.
Smithfield
My
Ford.
goodness!
Oh, Norman back there make contact.
Norman!
Saves it.
Norman and Baker just bounced off each other and kept it going. That was close. There's just no room for error in this race at all. These guys are touching each other, like bouncing off each other, and I mean, like I said, just crazy how many saves we've seen. There's no in between. It's either it's going to be a good save or a horrible crash.
The 10 maybe tried to do the crossover entering the corner. That didn't work. He's got to be careful with that right rear quarter panel. I said at the top of the broadcast, those quarter panels, it's almost, you're asking for it if you get into that quarter panel, if you try get around that guy. I'm also going to throw another thing out there. Cole Deaver has taken his car behind the wall. He is done for the night. I guess that happened after that slap in the wall and the contact with the 51.
Yeah, he may have gotten some more damage. And ooh, Cole Baker just about got into the 65 Rob Evans.
I was looking here at the front. Andrew Miller nearly got into the 10, though, as, Roger couldn't hold the line. Move Andrew Miller near the top spot now.
This is just insane, this racing right now. Look at everybody trying to get to the bottom as quickly as they can. Hugging it.
Definitely something to note. On that front straightaway, there is a little usable part of apron that you can use. But it's typically, kind of assumed a gentleman's agreement to, as soon as this front straightaway ends, to kind of let the guy back up onto the racetrack. I haven't seen too much of people wanting to let them back up on.
Yeah, there's been not a lot of give in this race, that's for sure, like you said. It's been a lot of take, for sure. These guys, they see an opportunity, they take and go with it. It seems like without any consequences, but that's why we've had a lot of bad wrecks in this race so far. But maybe with this group we got going on right now, I think they're kind of getting to that boundary of where they can go over the limit or not. And right now it's having some great racing up front.
And, this is a non-points event. This is a special event that's put on just about every year for the last couple of years. There's no points on the line. It's all about pride and entering this Christmas season. You got to figure what that mindset of give it all you got in this case, like y'all were mentioning here. Why are these drivers having it if it's just basically just for fun race? This is just a way to welcome in the Christmas season. So it's very interesting how these guys are running. But the front 5 have been able to settle out a little bit. First battle is back to the 11 and the 10. Now they settle it out, and now the 20's trying to get to the inside of Roger Ray here for Ford.
Now, Chris, you've got to remember, the gauntlet has been thrown. There is a prize up. It is one custom T-shirt of an ugly sweater and a winter T-shirt.
I think it's a customized race win sweater is what I believe was mentioned to us. So there is one thing on the line for these guys tonight. It is a nice T-shirt that you get to enjoy. from our sponsor of the race, whose name escapes me. This is really bad.
And Mari Web
Thank you.
Hosting.
It makes me wonder what that car's gonna look like on that sweater, because how this race has been going, they're all gonna be banged up at some point.
Maybe if it's a custom race win sweater, maybe it'll be all torn up and everything.
If the
I might be
winner
wrong,
rolls across
but-
the line, can we have like the crumbled up car on the back of the shirt?
And going back to what you said about this being, just a fun race, this is a race where it's like, the All-Star race in NASCAR, it's all about just winning. There's nothing given to second on back. Like I said, the only place that matters in this race is first. There's no point racing. There's no, just taking it easy. Everybody's here just for one goal only, is try to be where that double zero is, leading this race, trying to win this race. So that may be why we're seeing the aggressive level really ramp up in this race. So, but like I said, I think we're seeing a lot of the calmness right now. It looks like it's still crazy, but these guys are under control, it looks like. And we're kind of having a good little run going right now.
Good tandem here going right now.
Ooh.
Woo.
Oh, he's
Man,
on the-
Evans at
he's on the
65
ice.
was there. He thought second of it, but he really went for it.
I was looking further back. They were really jockeying for spots around Miller and Murphy and a couple others. But I was about to mention Rob Evans. He's now up here in the second. A good run for that young man. Finds
He's
a little
really
bit
trying
of grass.
that grass line.
Maybe they're trying to knock up some dust. Maybe to throw off his opponents. Wow, what a move by Baker!
I don't know
Try
if we
and
can
take
hold it.
second. It doesn't work.
He really went for it there. He had a run on Evans, just couldn't hold it though.
I'm saying you really run a risk trying to make a crossover on the entrance of turn one, because that apron, it takes no prisoners. If you're stuck down there, your night's over. And we've seen that a couple times tonight. And so these guys have really got to be careful. Baker, however, does maintain his third spot. In a pack of 14 cars, only cars that are straggling back right now. The 2 is back down a lap as of this moment. I think he may have been pitting.
Yeah,
The
Gardner
12
was on
of
pit road. It may have
Lemke.
been an unscheduled pit stop for the 2. I don't know if there's something going on again, but he just worked his way back on the lead lap, and unfortunately he's lost his lap once again, running back at 18th, 1 lap down.
Rob Evans just got shuffled out of line now. Cole Baker involved in a wreck earlier with the 7. He's now trying to take second away, but that outside line does not run very well, so Rob may be able to hang on to the spot. Rob down in the grass again. Nearly took the nose off of the 84 there. I just heard something from race control, didn't quite catch it.
I was actually getting a report. I was looking through some of the field because there was a couple of cars I was wondering if that had engine damage. I actually went back and checked on the 9 car, Jessica Sheldon, because we know she was involved in a couple wrecks early on. She's back here with Corey Williams and Andrew Lemke. I think she actually has received engine damage. It doesn't look like she has damage on the car, but unfortunately the 9 is off the pace. I'm just trying to get some updates and guys in the back. Like I said, Corey Williams has been through a lot. It looks like, and then the 12 has been flipped over. It looks like he's been struggling since that first incident. But other than that, like I said, most of the field is up here. Johnny Garner is out of the pack, but we have 14 cars still up here in contention, all within about a second and a half of each other. This is some great racing we got going on here.
Officially hit the halfway point. Now pit
that's
stops
true.
are going to start coming into mind here shortly, as long as we caution. Your strategy.
Well, since we're about
100%.
halfway through the race, should I bring up about our picks again, or is this a dangerous thing to play?
Go ahead and bring them up, because my pick
Okay,
is
well,
dead.
we're getting ready to start lap 50 right here, so it looks like our picks right now, as I'm looking through, looks like Chris's pick is actually running the best right now. Joey right now is in 7th, going for 6th. Let's look back a little bit more. Your pick, Cody Lamas, is back in 11th. And Tyler Mallon with my pick, like I said, he's been hanging back out in the back the entire race. He's the last car in this pack in 14th. But the thing is, we could say all of our picks are still in contention, so we could say that.
Yes.
For now, I almost killed Cody's chances, but he is recovering, doing good, and they're all still in contention to win this.
I'm
And that was your
impressed.
halftime update.
Yeah, there you go. I'm going to say, I'm impressed with how this double zero has been able to just hold this lead. He's taken on charges from Rob Evans, from Cole Baker, from Joey Murphy, and he has held them all off. It's interesting as to how well he's been doing so far. He may be one of the sleeper guys to maybe pull off this win tonight. We'll see what happens. As he runs first, Rob Evans is second. Third is Roger Ray. Fourth, Joey Murphy. And fifth is Shane Sides, as they have all looked like...
Oh, Murphy.
Ooh,
Oh,
Murphy,
look
I
out.
think may have gotten loose. I was going to say, they've
Thought
settled
he
it
was
down
gone.
to single file. for the most part, just about the only battle right now is really between the 08 and the 25 that is won by the 08 of Malin. Other than that, they have kept it straight.
I also want to point out, we are definitely right now by far in our longest green flag run of the race. You were mentioning pit
Yes.
stop. We're actually 20 laps since the last restart. We restart lap 32. It's working lap 52 right now. Yeah, these guys may have to start actually considering green flag pit stops. I was wondering at some point in this race if we were even going to be able to even think about doing that, how the racing was going on about the first 25 laps, but now we have to put into consideration strategy now. When do you pit? And like I said, keeping your track position, because like I said, somebody may pit a lap early and they may get way out there ahead of you, but then the downfall is they have one less lap of fuel. So where is that playing in the hands of each driver is what their decisions are on when to pit.
48 to go, and it's been a while since we had our last caution. I think that was back in the 20s of laps. That's how long this green flag run has gone. But in the meantime, while these guys continue to battle it out, I got one guy we can bring in here, a guy that's already out of the race, Charles Belding, to get his thoughts on what happened.
User was moved to your channel.
Charles Belding, Chris Dolan in the broadcast booth. You got us?
Yes, I hear you.
Out of the race, unfortunately, already. You're officially going to be listed 20th on the official sheet when this all comes to a close. What happened out there? Just a bad case of luck? I'm trying to remember back as to what happened to you. What happened?
Well, okay, so like the way I saw it was that I went down the backstretch. I was inside of Cole Baker, and then suddenly my car just turns to the right.
Pit stops.
Gets into Cole Baker, and then we have spun. I hit the inside wall. My car was not smoking, but I just knew that I had too much damage. I had enough damage to the point where I was pretty sure I was not going to be able to run or keep up with the leaders. And so at that point, you know, it's a non-points race. You know, why just continue to just run out there, you know, when you're 10, 20 miles per hour off the pace. And when I told the people who I was racing with in the room about what happened, they said that.
Oh, we got a flip on pit road! Oh, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. The 56 just flipped coming to pit road. I'm not sure what just happened.
He got it back going, it looks like. The 56 of Andrew Miller, he does get it back going.
Oh, Tyler Mallon lost it and actually flipped him over. I don't think we got a yellow for that.
I'm trying to look through here while
Pace
before
car
we
is
get
not
back to
no
you,
lights
Belding.
on.
No, pace lights are not on.
We will check on that. Charles, I didn't mean to interrupt you a second ago. I was going to ask though, what was the racing like for you guys? Like, how can you explain to the people watching, like, what it feels like racing this pack, and how crazy that racing was?
Well, I mean, like, so during like once we got like a run going, it actually was pretty fun. I just think that like especially in like that first quarter of the race, there were too many like people racing too hard, and maybe some of it is just people not trying to kind of like get like their feet in water and trying to understand like how the pack works, etc. And so like, you know, I would say part of it is just driving too hard too early, and some of it may just be lack of experience. Yeah, but overall, I would say that the racing, you know, while hectic, you know, like at least for me, it was a little fun. And I should say that even though I went out early and wish I could have at least finished all the laps, I will say that compared to my last two starts in special events, the Holodega race and then Michael Norman's Truck Series race at Daytona Thanksgiving special, this was the most fun I had. And hey, I got to lead a lap and run up front a good portion of my time.
Hey,
Yeah,
we're glad you had fun out there. Dylan, you wanted to add something?
Oh no, I was going to say, I was just kind of keeping an eye on what's going on the track. And like I said, it was unfortunate you got caught in the wreck, but like I said, it's always want to thank everybody for showing up for the race. And like I said, I hope you had a good time. Like I said, sorry that the race ended short for you, but like I said, it seemed like it was crazy the first 25 laps, but it was fun to watch. Like I said, the action pack we had going on with you guys.
Well, yeah, I had a good time too, and I look forward to the next special event.
Great. Thank you. That was Charles Belding, unfortunately out of the race
User
in
was moved to
20th,
your channel.
but we'll hopefully see him back here for the next race that we'll have here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel.
Okay, so
while we were talking to Charles, we had pit stops.
Yeah, we had a lot going on during that interview. Like we said, mentioned during that interview, we saw, I think Tyler Mallon actually got loose and lost it coming into pit road, and he actually caught it, but he collected the 56 of Andrew Miller, who actually flipped at the entrance of pit road. I'm not sure, I didn't hear what they said about the report on the damage on the 56, how bad it was. And I also noticed that the 88 car, Shane Sides, had to come in for a second pit stop. I believe he had a speeding penalty. So that's definitely going to take Shane out of the event unless you get another caution. So that was one of the contenders. Actually, I should say 2 of the contenders right there just got definitely in trouble right there. And actually, there was a wreck almost off pit road between the 11 and I wish I could remember the other car, but Baker got into it with somebody. I'm looking back real quick. As we have a yellow flag. Oh, it was actually Shane Sides actually got into him, but they saved it.
Oh, it's the 10 of Murphy, and he's out.
And there goes his pick.
And that's what happens when Dylan opens his mouth.
Hey, that was 10 laps ago.
Close
well,
enough.
Almost. Close enough. Oh, it's my fault. So
we're gonna have to look back.
I don't even know what happened.
Actually, almost looks like a grip flip.
Oh, hello. Did he even have any contact? No, he lost it. Oh, he did that a few laps ago. He was on the apron. That time he didn't save it, unfortunately.
Looks like he tried to run that line. I think he has a slight bit of steering assist and he
he's
pulls
fine,
towards
he's
pit
fine.
road.
Oh, and then he's slipping at the very end of it. There is a curse with that number 10 for obvious reasons. Danica. And we're not going to speak of it.
No. No.
That's an unfortunate deal for Joey. Joey's definitely one of the favorites today. Like I said, Chris' pick for the race. So, fortunately, that's 1 out of 3 that are gone of our picks. And tough deal right there. I think he was, like I said, battling a loose condition off turn 4 for a few laps, and that time it bit him, unfortunately, with the transition.
I think what happened there, too, he may have gotten stuck. Not sure.
Yeah.
Or if he just stopped and he was like, well, I'm done.
It could have been a case of that. Once you hit the roof of your car a few times, you lose the speed and you're out of contention. Like I said, I have the feeling that's maybe what happened right there. We got a few guys pitting, a couple stay out. Ogo, Rob Evans stayed out. Tristan Allen stayed out. His teammate Cole Baker stayed out. Looks like Andrew Miller stayed out. Don't know what the status is on the 56. We can check and get a report and see how much damage he received.
Trying to see here, Joey Murphy is actually have checked out of the TeamSpeak. Actually, hasn't been able to make it back into the TeamSpeak after falling out earlier, so we're not going to be able to talk to him as to what happened there. Maybe later, maybe at the end of the race, but guys, this race is actually starting to get close to the end. We're at lap 62 of 100, and with 38 to go with that long green flag run, it chewed away at any longevity of this race. So with about, I think we're going to take the green with about 37 to go. This is getting down to the nitty gritty.
Okay, I've got a report. Okay.
I'm trying to check here as to, well, the claim for the wreck, given that it was a single car spin, it's going to be the 10, but he's already out of the race.
Tony Tallman, I don't know what happened to his breaker. He just about plowed. I think that was the 18 car in the back. That was close. Sorry to cut you off, Chris. I've been Mr. Animated with these freaking noises tonight.
No worries. You're picking up on what you see as we're getting ready to go back to green here. These guys are gonna have to double up here, and because of that, Tallman looks like he's gonna have to make a second pit stop. Tough break for him. In the meantime, the guy that's been dominant all night long, Austin Ogo, takes us back to the green, completing 62 of 100 laps.
Looks like the 12 took EOL on that wreck right there, and also wanted to point out the 56 got a report on his damage. They said his damage was, he may have gotten away with it. He said it's basically non-existent is what I got the exact words from one of our admins. So Andrew Miller is still in the running third right now, and I guess he's okay.
Austin Ogo has retaken the race lead as the guys have tried to settle it out here single file. In the meantime, behind him, Tristan Allen runs second. Third, Andrew Miller, as you said. Fourth, Cole Baker. Fifth, Roger Ray. And then a battle for sixth right now between Tyler Mallon and Michael Norman, as it's a high battle, if you know what I mean. And then Carter Friesen trying to work the outside as well, trying to stay inside the top 10, as we now have more battling up here at the front with Baker. Woo! That was close.
That was a close one right there. Just want to get one more report in. The 48 Cody Lamas and the 88 Shane Sides both have black flags. They also had to start in the back. We got 3 cars a lap down right now. Corey Williams, Andrew Lemke, and Johnny Gardner are all three a lap down, battling for the free pass position right now, currently held by the 51. So they're open for a quick yellow to get back on the lead lap.
Another car that received a black flag there that had it cleared at the green. Tyler Miller got wicked loose there on the apron and had to back out, and he'll fall back and lose some more spots.
Oh, I think he's having, looks like there's some warp on the 56 right there. His connection looks like it's kind of sputtering out. He may have gotten out of the way to kind of let that clear up. Everything looks good, though. Oh, he almost got the 18, though.
And the 18 has been the subject of near misses and whatnot. You got the Ritz Brigade back up here in second and third. What are you seeing?
Oh, Corey Williams just about lost it with Andrew Miller. I don't know how they didn't wreck. He had a full head of steam on him, and he just about wiped him out, but they kept it going.
Jostling for spots, two quote-unquote Hendrick cars going all over the place. The 48 and the 88 all over the track right now.
I tell you somebody that we thought was out of this race that's actually hanging around the back of battling with the 88 now, Jessica Sheldon. We thought she had engine damage. Maybe she has draft. Maybe she's okay. She's up here battling for the 8th position, it looks like, or maybe that's 7th. I'm not sure. The scoring looks a little screwy right now.
She was listed in 9th. So
actually, she just took 8th away, it looks like, from Shane, so she should rotate back to 8th place here. But nonetheless, Sheldon may be back in this race after all. Maybe she just didn't have the draft. She kept restarting in the back, and maybe she didn't have drafting help. Maybe she just needed that, and that car is back up to speed.
For those of you just joining us, this is Chris Dollarden and Dylan Poteet. Matthew Rodriguez currently away from his mic at the moment. He's with us as well. We're covering here the 3rd annual NNSCRA Winter Classic here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel. If I can get that out. Here tonight at Christmas Miracle Speedway. Quite a battle for you tonight. Austin Ogo is your leader as we are completing lap 67-100. We are 2/3 of the way done.
It looks like we're going back to that single file if you're toward the front at least with the first 5 or 6 cars. Like I said, these guys are trying to make anything happen right now. Rob Evans is on the outside, but looks like he got Freight Train there. Cody Lamas and Shane Side go by. Like I say, Ogo is definitely one to keep everybody at bay right now and keep them at the bottom. He's trying to keep any run behind him, stall him out, and just keep him low. See, Roger Ray, earlier he was able to actually get around Ogo. He's one of the only guys I've seen once Ogo's out front to actually pass him on the bottom. So maybe Roger's figured out some things for passes up for the front. I think he's just biding his time. He's a quiet guy, and I think we know he knows what he's doing. So, like I said, just a matter of being in the right position at the right time. So, like I said, I think he's just biding his time right now in 3rd. Oh, am I seeing some warp on the 84, or was that me?
Yeah, just a little bit. The 11, I don't think he had, the 00 had the 11 clear. Ooh. Here he comes on the outside. I think he'll get him, though, here in the corner. And this could play into the advantage for Roger Ray to steal 2nd away. And look who's up there now going for 3rd. That's Tyler Mallon.
I was just about to make a remark about that. I saw that Aaron State Battery's green car coming to the front. This is the highest he's been all race long. I think he's been hiding out back all race, and he's up here finally. Maybe he's about ready to start making some moves. Definitely going to be a threat for this race as long as he keeps that Aaron State Battery's car clean. He goes right into Roger Ray like he was standing still, just going to go right by him.
I think he's going to be able to clear.
Oh, trouble!
We're wrecking!
Oh, Roger spins and keeps going. Sheldon's around. Baker's around.
And we're under yellow again. Baker spins again. I don't think a lot of people had a ton of damage from that.
That happened so fast.
I think we may have dodged a bullet there.
Looks like the 11 stuck.
Oh, Baker, I think that started with the 11 car, it looked like. I'm looking back right now.
Oh, the 11 and the 2 got together after the fact.
I think the 11 bumper grabbed off of Mallon, and Jessica was on the outside, just wrong place, wrong time. Actually, she was right behind it. I don't think she had anywhere to go.
I think she swung it way to the outside, and Baker has claimed the wreck. I think that's going to be his 2nd claim. That's another EOL penalty.
Oh, and the...
Oh, whoa! Well, you're looking back at the replay.
Oh, what just happened to Michael
just
Norman?
Plowed the 18.
What just happened?
I'm looking. I'm looking. I came back to the line.
What just happened?
And all I see the 11 plow the 18, and now the 18's in the fence.
Oh, that was actually the 20, the guy in the background. They were the checkup. Oh, wow, that was unfortunate. The pack was catching up, and the 18 was trying to avoid the 88, and the 20 actually did the same thing, but it bumped the 18. He grip flipped right into the wall and got stuck in it. That was very unfortunate.
Oh, that's some borderline ejection kind of stuff there. I'm looking in the chat here. Alan's yelling at the 18 to stop brake checking. That might just have ended Michael Norman's night. And there we go. There's the first time I've got the 20 and the 11 confused. I knew that would probably be a bad idea to have two same schemes.
Yeah, there was a lot of craziness that just happened. I don't know what happened. Matt, are you here? What do you
Yeah,
think?
I'm
what's
just
going
looking
on?
at all this. I'm doing all the replays through this and just wow.
Yeah, there was a lot going on during that run, and that was an unfortunate deal for Michael. I don't know where he stands on damage, but that may be it for
There's a
him.
lot of right side damage. It looks like his crew's trying to fix it. I don't know if he's going to be up to speed or not.
I'm trying to get a report and see how bad the damage of the 18. Like there's an unfortunate deal when you get to that apron, that the cars slip so easily with the grip, and this added more insult to injury was the car got stuck into the inside wall, which one of those random things you can't control in this game. And unfortunately for Norman, like that could spell for the disaster for his race. That was just one of those unfortunate deals for sure. That was a contender too. Like I said, we hate to see these guys do that. Devin Carr is reportedly getting the lucky dog, Sonny Tallman.
One thing I want to point out, guys, the 00 will not
User
be the
joined
leader
your
here
channel.
at this restart as Michael Norman has popped into our booth here.
I am. After that, I'm joining you guys for commentary.
Ah, all right.
Glad
Oh,
to have
well,
Michael
that's
Norman
a
on
quick-
board there after that unfortunate thing as we're back to green at lap 72 of 100.
Well, that may be the quickest I've ever seen a driver get into the booth of my life. I don't know how you ran that fast up here, but I'm amazed.
I
I'll,
teleported,
commend
it's
you for
all right.
that.
That's called the speed of Pizza Hut delivery.
I would
Exactly.
ask I would ask in a
Exactly.
PG-rated manner. Could you explain what happened right there under that caution?
Everyone was slowing down to not run over the person in front of them, and somebody didn't know where the brake pedal was.
Okay, well, we'll kind of keep
I mean,
it
I had
there.
fun. It was good. As what was his name? Brendan Gunn said, "Mommy, I'm okay, and I'll be back for the next one." So, just a little disappointed because I really had a good car.
As we got a battle for lead for the first time this race, Tyler Mallon is going to be going to the front in the point with Roger Ray on his back bumper. Miller got kicked out of line. He's going to get freight trained back maybe to the tail end of the top 10. But going back, just wanted to ask in person, we talked to Belding earlier about the racing. What can you tell us about the racing? Like, what did you see out there and how was it?
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yes.
No, the other
Yeah.
person that's in here. I don't think me and Chris or Matt have taken a lap.
It's real crazy. People are just not giving. They're just taking, literally. You know, the spirit of Christmas is all about giving, not receiving, and these guys are doing the exact opposite.
You know, I've got
Well,
a.
some
I've
kids
got
go
a.
downstairs, they just want to take the gifts, though, so I guess it makes sense.
I definitely have a question. You raced both in this race and then the Christmas in July event. I mean, what's the big difference from those two events?
I mean, not really. The racetrack's the same. The setup's the same. We may have had.
Well, I mean,
different
just for the
manufa-
fact that Christmas in
Yeah.
July went green for 60 laps, and for this, it's just all taking.
Yeah, because because there's a prize on the line this time rather than the one on Christmas in July. Every time you announce a prize on the line, it makes everybody race really stupid for some reason. But in terms of passing, it's hard. It's hard to keep the lead here because the cars get such a big run, and if you give one little inch, the car behind you will take it.
I don't think we got a report on this. I just noticed the 65 of Rob Evans is way off the pace. I don't recall him being in a wreck, but he's definitely about 2 or 3 seconds off the pace. Did you guys see if anything happened to him?
Not that I can see.
Because he restarted up front there and he dropped like a rock, and I noticed he's not up there. I don't know if he got caught up in
I
an
think that
accident
was
and engine
just
damage.
him dropping back.
Well, he's way off
All
the
I
pace.
know is I have a few words for the car that hit me, which I'm pretty sure was the 20 car.
I wouldn't say those now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say them on air.
Actually, because I've got my finger on the kick button, so.
No, don't worry. I'm not gonna say that. Don't worry. I'm gonna save
We
it all
take a
for
super
the after.
cereal up here in this booth, Michael.
I'm gonna save it all for the after race post. And usually I don't get mad or for very long, but I'm gonna definitely have some few choice words.
Wouldn't blame you. Really wouldn't blame you. That explains that. The 65 got punted by the 25, getting this from race control by the 25 there at the start, and that's why the 65's off the pace.
So, did you guys make your predictions before this race started? I'm curious to see who you
Yep,
guys
I
predicted.
made my prediction of Cody Lamas, and then Dylan just jinxed it and ruined everything.
Look at Phil trying to cut off the double zero.
My pick was Joey Murphy, and he's out. So that's
I'm not sure what
my
Dylan's
boy.
pick was.
Mine was the leader right now, Tyler Mallon. Somebody said don't pick him, but I always jinx somebody. I stick with who I originally pick, and like I said, he won Talladega, so I feel like he was biding his time, and now he's up front.
He got
He's trying to
them
control
hacks.
this. You know, you're having to control. It's not really a restrictor plate race where you're kind of controlling the line and stuff, but how this race has been kind of going, kind of have to control the bottom. And like I said, Ogo kind of started that trend, and now we see Roger Ray do it. We've seen now we see Mallon doing it. I mean, like I said, it's
to
just
see
you have to
Ogo
protect
on the
it.
back bumper of just I think it was
Whoa,
Alan.
there goes a car
Whoa.
out on the outside. That might have been Corey Williams.
Yeah, I think there was bumper grab there. I was gonna say that 51 car's been through a
Yeah,
lot this
Ogo's on
race.
like all over the back bumper of Alan.
I think the 00 is telling Alan go, because Ogo's got a really fast car, and I think if Ogo has his way, he'll just push the 20 out of the way.
I think that's
Let's
kind of
get
just
to
a really
08.
polite way of saying, "Hey, I'm faster.
Ooh,
Please go."
that was close.
That 20 got a heck of a push from the 00 into the corner. That's why he was all over the 08.
He
And
had
that's the
nowhere
one
to
thing
go
about-
with it, unfortunately.
And that's the one thing about this car in this setup is that I should say this track too.
Baker's in the
Is that you
infield.
don't want to stay on the apron coming off of turn 4 directly, because the way the track is made, the car will just pull immediately into pit lane. So it's hard to really make a move, because when you come off of 4, you gotta move above the apron, but then everybody just dives below it again.
Ogo managed to get around Baker, or sorry, Alan.
And then in turn, that allowed Roger Ray to slide to the third. You got Shane Siggs, who got a little loose off the corner there.
Somebody's
He's up
coming
to
to pit
4th.
road. I don't know who that was.
Oh, we
Oh,
got
that
someone
was
to the pit.
Andrew
it's
Miller's
Miller.
pitting.
Did you guys
I
see his
also wanted to
spectacular
ask-
flip? Did you guys see a spectacular flip
Yeah,
on the pit road?
we were interviewing the 28 car, and when he was talking, I yelled because I saw somebody flip. So
Yeah, we've got a replay
Yeah.
of that
Whoa!
too.
yeah,
Oh,
I
the
told them,
00
I said,
got
if you-
underneath Mallon.
I'm not lacking the sound effects for the race. If I had make a random noise or something, then somebody wrecked somewhere through the commentating. You want to hear
Make a
quite bit,
jarring
probably.
noise, and probably someone has died.
Well,
I feel like I've actually been able to keep an eye on everything that's happened. Like I've hardly missed any of the race somehow. So
the unfortunate thing for Mallon, he just slipped out of the lead, and look who's back. The guy that has led the most laps in this race, that's Austin Ogo, who is now back to the front in that 00
On
hot
the
CNC
bright
car.
side, is at least I can see Cody Lamas's car again.
that's
Yes.
true. I actually talked about him, and he actually wrecked in the process of me talking about our picks. And I brought up Cody, he wrecked. That's when he spun out. So apparently I'm just bad luck.
Yep, that's
So
why you should never
since
make
we're
picks
onto
ever.
the idea of a prize, I mean, whose car would you most like to see on the back of a T-shirt, and whose car would you least like to
Mine.
see on the
Matt
back
Rod,
of a
I'm-
Well,
T-shirt?
I think
Matt,
Carter's would be
I
on
may
the
just
opposite
pay-
end for me. Speaking of Carter's,
I may
Oh,
just
sorry,
pay-
Petit. What was it?
I was saying probably on the least of that would be Carter's, just because what it says. And he's also pitting right now. In terms of the most, I guess we would have to go with the Christmas theme car. I think that'd be the right thing to go with.
themed car, yeah, not just Ogo's, not just Ogo's 00 car.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Jess is nice. Jessica's is nice. I like Corey's peak car. I don't want to be biased toward these cars. Cody has a nice
See,
car.
I mean,
mean, see-
I'm nostalgic and biased, so I mean, I like Cody's car.
But,
It wouldn't be bad to see a Ritz car either. So
Matt
If
Rod,
you-
I might just pay you the $15 to make me a shirt.
Oh,
if you avoid, if you want to avoid the copyright issues, you don't want that 00 winning that race. Because that's just about a carbon
Yeah,
copy
that's,
of
that's, what I,
Cody's
that's what I
car.
started thinking of, like, huh.
No,
man,
here's
that's
what I
gonna be
think. I
interesting.
think if Ogo wins, he should send a scheme of his own to Seth, like a car render or whatever, so Seth can take that instead of
Alright.
the 00 scheme.
I think we're getting a little sidetracked. We might need to get back to the Ritz podcast. I think we kind of went off
but
for a
there's
few
nothing
laps.
really
So.
going on. It's just the same single file.
I mean, we're getting down to the 14 laps here to
Michael,
go.
you're fired.
Speaking of that, with no caution before after this, I wonder if I think these cars might have enough to make it to the end, but I don't know for
Well,
sure.
That
I
was my
don't
next
know.
question for you. Is Cody almost loses in the straightaway?
I don't know.
I was
That
gonna say-
56 was on the same pace
Oh yeah,
as
the
these
20
guys.
and the 25 and the 9 pit together, so it's a possible there that they might not have enough to make it all the way.
I don't think these guys
Well-
have enough to make it. We had the long green flag run went from about lap 26 to about lap 60. I think we took the green back at lap 70 something.
I don't know if Ogo getting out that far ahead of the second place car is a bright move. I mean,
No, it's
because
not.
you've seen how much these cars have been able just to track someone down, especially if they're just running alone.
This track runs like a super speedway.
Uh-oh.
So you get
The 51
far out
car's
enough,
off the
you're a
pace.
sitting duck. What's
Something's
that?
happened to Corey Williams. I don't know if he was just needing to pit, but he just went off the pace down the backstretch. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he just.
It looks like, yeah, he's bringing it in.
Yeah, but
He's
dropped,
still
he
running.
just slowed, yeah,
He's
he's
still
slowed down
running.
so fast down the backstretch, like midway down, like he had a problem. I don't know what happened there. He just
Oh, I
blocked
forgot
the
to
track
do that, Mike.
completely.
And now he's just going to probably bring it in to service it as these guys were closing in on 10 laps to go.
Catching
Got
lap cars.
I was gonna ask Michael if you remember how many laps you guys got on a fuel run.
I want to say like 20. I think it was like 25 when it was
Yeah,
the
there's
full
no
tank,
way.
but I don't know for sure.
No, there's no way that these cars are going to run all the way to the end.
We
took the green.
restarted.
We took the green. I think we took the green at lap 73. That's very close.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be.
And while
borderline.
we're
It's gonna be
talking
a
about
drop.
that, Ogo's lost the lead.
Cole
Oh.
Baker,
Well,
Cody Lamas.
Hey,
up here
Andrew.
too.
And or Lemke up there at the top.
He's got to be careful, though, the Lamas car. He needs to be careful to watch that lap traffic as they're going to go Laurent Lemke and put him a second lap down.
He bet
think
9
Cody was
and
trying to get the
25 up
draft.
ahead.
Cody's trying to draft off the
25.
lap cars.
The 08 tried to make a move there on the 11. They're going to be caught by that 65, maybe. The 65 going to try and clear out as Ogo tries to get back for second. And fails to do so as Malin maintains the spot, and the leaders have cleared the lap traffic.
This looks like the
We-
field we got.
Currently 9 cars in the lead lap. Well, actually,
Yeah.
less than
7
9
of
cars.
them
8 cars
in
more
this
or less.
group.
11 laps to go right now, but don't forget, if a caution comes out prior to the white flag, we will have a green-white checkered.
That was
Now,
not mentioned in the top of the broadcast that, yeah, this race does go 100 laps. We do have one green-white checker in the back pocket. So see what happens as this race is getting down to the nitty-gritty. You got 2 Toyotas, a Ford. I believe that's another Ford and then another Toyota. No Chevys in the top 5 at the moment.
I'm actually
There's
kind of
one is
curious
the
with the
88.
people that pitted. I wanted to know if, like, because I know Seth and Jessica are drafting together. I'm wondering if this is going to work out for them, being with a drafting partner and, you know, being good to the end now, because these guys are going to have to pit. I've seen that the times are a little bit slower for them. I
Oh,
wanted to see
Baker!
that'll help
Baker
them
slipped
or
the
not.
racetrack. Malin
Just having a drafting
takes the
partner.
lead.
Yeah, Baker really just slipped up
Ogo,
there
look
through
at
3 and
Ogo.
4.
He was thinking about it.
I'm surprised nobody. And
Whoa!
look at there, Cole Baker cutting off people again. That's what's been causing
That was
these
his
wrecks. Yeah, that's what's been causing these
Uh-oh.
wrecks.
84's got a little bit of a warp right there. Rogers had to drop to the back of the line. He's had that kind of on and off this entire race, unfortunately. It's kind of held him back.
A 7-car pack that'll probably determine the end of this race. We're going to see how long these guys have been drafting, if that's going to be able to help them be able to save fuel. I doubt it, because I really think these guys are going to have to come down again and pit. But in the meantime,
thing
Dylan's
is,
pick, Tyler Malin.
Ogo is all over the back of that Interstate Batteries
Definitely,
Toyota.
definitely a big key thing. There's only going to be about 7 cars in the lead lap. We're about to lap the 7 car here in just a moment. So that leads basically your top 7 in this line as people who are in contention for this race here with 7 laps to go.
It'll be 7 to go completed at, 7 to go at the stripe. They will go around the 7 of Sonny Tallman.
Now the question is, when is he? Oh, Malin is in the grass. I don't
Whoa,
think he
what is
missed to be
going
there.
on?
Gonna say probably
Oh,
keyboard
he's
assist
got to
there.
be careful, yeah. No, I don't think Mallory's on
That's gonna hurt
keyboard.
Malin big time. This is not the time to make a mistake, and he just made one right there.
Does
Big
Malin race
time
keyboard?
mistake.
I never knew that.
He may just be using steering assistance.
True.
Like I said, once you get in on that apron and stuff, you're kind of pulled to it. We even saw Joey Murphy doing it. I'm pretty sure he's the guy that runs the
That's-
wheel, and it's just
yeah.
kind of pulling people.
And that's one thing too. This backstretch, it's so bumpy down the backstretch that your car moves side to side on its own.
Speaking
Oh,
of
he's
side,
warping
what
just
about
a little
Shane
bit.
Sides up here in 3rd place? 88 car's been quiet ever since he had that penalty earlier on the race. He's back up here, and Cody Lama is also up here. I was starting to start making a point about some of these guys maybe tandeming with each other, because the 48 and the 88, maybe if they're together, nose to tail, or maybe the 2 Ritz cars, you think that would play a factor in the end of this race, just having somebody that maybe will work with you?
mean, usually you've seen at the end of these races, both myself and Poteet's been, a victim of it. Usually during the last
Unfortunately.
laps of the race, I mean, no one wants to get off that bottom line, and it's just
We're coming
whoever
to
can race
5
to that
laps.
line.
5 laps to go this time by. No one's made any type of indication to come to
No,
pit
Oh,
there
road.
here
you
comes
go. 48
Roger Ray and Cody
84
Lamas
in.
are pitting.
As soon as I say that, but still 5 laps to go.
Well, here's the thing too. These guys may not have to take as much fuel. They may be able to get like maybe a can or
Splash.
a splash or just 2 tires or something. It could be a quick stop for these guys this late in the going.
I
I'm
don't
checking the
think it would-
48.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
even
it would be
coming
enough to-
down pit road is
48 was a gas and go.
70 miles an hour. You're not going to gain a lot of time because of 70 miles an hour. Well, then again, compared to 200 in a pack. So
Looking
We'll
in the
wait
chat,
and
the 20 is bringing it in this time.
the entire front
Oh,
row.
the 88 got the back of the
Whoa,
11. Oh, the 88 flipped the
Oh,
08.
he's
Mallin's
flipping.
up and over.
Mallin's
Flipping on
over.
pit
The
road.
88 car did not get at the pit road, and none of this
The
probably
yellow
brought out
flag
a
is not
caution.
out.
It's
no
not
yellow.
going to bring it out.
Oh,
So-
how unfortunate. And the 88 is stuck against the inside wall.
Now this could be a race between the 9 and the 25.
Guys,
There's
I do
still
want to
no
point
yellow.
one thing
There is
out.
no yellow.
I'm going to keep an eye on the 9 and the 25. You guys focus on pit road. I'll let you know what's going to happen here.
I'm seeing these guys were doing fuel only, what I was going to say, but I mean, this takes the 88s out of it, the 08s out of it. I mean, that
Double Zero is off the pits.
I think
20
Ogo
in the
just
Ritz
did
car.
gas.
The Ritz cars are on their way out. The 7 of Tallman is coming out. That might have just ended the night for Tyler Mallon, that issue. Guys, I want to point one thing out. One car that has sneakily sneaked into the back on the lead lap is that off the pace 65 of Rob Evans.
I don't know if he's trying to make it all the way. I'm looking, trying to get the leaderboard to exchange and
Yeah,
switch
we're
up.
waiting. I'm waiting for the Double Zero to cross the stripe.
I'm actually
And
looking
that'll
over here is
determine
where the
it.
9 and the 25 are. Are they going to be 1 and
Sides
2?
is coasting
Oh,
the
No,
pit road.
no, they're not. No, they're not. They're not going to because they just crossed the line to get back on the lead lap. So the leader could still be the zero, the
Is
double
that
zero.
No,
Cody
it's the 48.
Lamas.
Cody Lamas is leading.
Oh,
Man,
and we
my
got 3
goodness.
laps to go, but watch out because the double zero can get a good run. These
It's
cars,
two
suck up.
cars battling
I'm
for
not
this.
really-
counting
this
out
is-
that
He's trying
84
to catch
either.
up.
That's the suck-up
Oh
value
my
here.
goodness.
This is
Cody
definitely a
Lamas-
2-horse race.
Cody Lamas trying to break
my
the draft. If Cody can get the draft of the lap cars in front of him, he could use that as a pick to keep the double zero behind him for these last 2 laps.
Yeah, he's going to need the draft as much as he can because if he just slipped up right there a little bit.
Yeah, Ogo's going to have an opportunity here with 2 laps to
2
go.
laps to go. Yep, yes. It
You know,
is
I
2
like to
laps
coin
go.
a very favorite phrase of mine, which is the things I will do once I reach your back bumper.
This is
I'm
gonna.
just-
If a caution comes
Oh,
out
these-
now, it has to come out this lap.
Oh, these guys are
For-
going to have to get out of
to
the
get
leader's
to-
way. This is going to be a
to-
problem.
This
to
is
get
going
the
to be a
green
major
line shepherd.
problem if these guys are not careful. The 48, the double zero is there. The
And
08.
they're not getting off the bottom. Oh,
And
Mallin's
Mallin's
gone
gone.
away. Great move by the great move by the 08.
Now
And
I'm
we're
about
going to come
suicided
down
into
here
the wall.
and take the white
could-
flag.
That could also be a bad move for Cody because if the double zero can catch the double zero here.
Oh, Cody.
White
Last
flag.
lap.
He takes the outside. The
And
double zero's going to
Ogo went with
follow.
them. Wow. Oh,
That's-
he may shoot back down, though. That may have been a mistake.
He's there, though. He's going to
gotta
take
run.
a peek to the outside. Maybe has a run. The strongest
Oh.
car all night has an opportunity to take the 48 down. Through
Oh,
playing it
Williams.
forward one more time. Near contact. Double zero. 48's got to use the 51 as a pick.
Yep, it's gonna be the
Here he
48.
goes to the
trying.
stripe. And Marty, give him a shirt. Cody Lamas wins.
Cody did it. Oh my goodness.
I didn't
One
think
of
he
our
had
picks
it in him.
actually won. Cody Lamas just won the Christmas Miracle Race. The freaking Winter Classic. Oh
And
my
Matt
goodness.
Rod called it.
Didn't think he got
Wow.
in him.
What a run for that guy.
They've got Corey Williams giving him a little shot there.
And just
Oh,
like
someone
and
else
the winner
wrecking
is
as they come-
dying. Oh, now the T-shirt's gonna be authentic now. There you go. We got to make it look like he's been in a car accident. Ooh, that was
What
close.
a run for that guy right
I think
there.
his engine's
48.
dead. Oh no, it's not. Wow. I think we should talk to him real quick. I think that was wild.
I agree.
User was moved to your channel.
Cody freaking Lamas. How? Can I first ask, how did you just win this? And sorry for jinxing you halfway through the race.
I have no idea.
Just happy a pick mine won.
We were kind of paying attention to all that was happening. We saw Malin flip. We saw Shane wreck off pit road. I mean, we just looked around, we looking at Ogo, and then saw you just pop up in front of us, thinking, "Oh, well, there's the new leader." what just inspired? What just transpired in that last run?
Oh no.
God, I was like, well, I guess we'll just pit early and see if they all die.
And they all
eventually.
died.
Oh
And
no.
apparently they all died.
Oh no.
And then
What are
I
you
was
saying oh no for?
Like, I'm in, like,
He
oh.
left the replay screen on over the last 2 laps.
What?
Wait, what? What?
What is
Matt,
happening?
I guess during the excitement, sorry to cut you off, Cody. Congrats on the win, by the way.
It's
But
fine.
we were getting reports from the chat on the broadcast that Matt Rod accidentally put the replay screen on over the last 2 laps while we were calling it.
I'm playing back
Wow,
the last
Matt
2 laps
Rod.
now. I'm playing back the last 2
Oh.
laps now.
So it wasn't even showing the actual live race? Oh my goodness. Well, Cody, your
He's
win was
replaying it right now.
All right, I'll
your
come
win
back
was-
5
it
minutes
was-
from now.
It was pink delayed, your victory was, so sorry about that, but it's about to be official. So Cody, like I said, we picked drivers before the race, and I was going to try to be nice and not pick you since I always pick somebody that dies. Matt Rod actually picked you to win the race, so how does that feel to get picked and actually win the race?
I'm still in shock because like I was just cruising around and I was like trying not to break my keyboard because this track is ridiculous on a pool. And literally, like, all of a sudden I saw Ogo up there and I was like, go a little faster, car. And I just flew on by. I don't know, man. I guess this makes up for the first one.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, it seemed like just surviving the race was the key. Like I said, you had the one wreck. Like, literally, when you wrecked, I was talking right about you at that moment. I bet you're not surprised by that at all, but...
No, I didn't even make it past lap 10 this race.
Yeah, I was honestly wondering if you were too, but yeah, nonetheless, like I said, we saw you kind of come and go through the race. We saw a trend of us, the leader would go to the bottom and just kind of block that and just keep it down there. Was it really hard to pass at some points during the race once you got single file like that?
Yeah, it was really hard, especially since, I know I'm going to say it again, but the assist pool off of turn 4, if you don't get out wide, you're going to die, and I think we saw Joey die. And,
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, we saw a few people kind of get problems off 4. I'm thinking we saw a lot of people do different pit strategies, but I think what you did, like I said, just pitting, it was just you and Roger. I think having less cars up pit road the better. Cause we saw a couple wrecks just coming to pit road, like you said. Turn 4 was pulling people down. It looks like even including going down pit road. We saw a couple of flips actually happen, and one right there at the end with Malin. But like I said, like I said, maybe it was just a Christmas. Hold on, I gotta get this prepared.
Oh no!
It was
please
you were getting a Christmas miracle today on that pit stop and avoiding all the accidents and coming out with the victory. Saw those lap cars there at the end. I thought it was gonna give you trouble, but you were able to hold off, and Ogo actually followed you on the outside, which I was really surprised by. But
yeah,
nonetheless, so Cody, congrats on
big
the
props
victory
for
today.
Ogo just not running over you.
Yeah, this definitely makes
I'm
up
happy
for the
that
first
you
one.
got the win. Like I said, you didn't die. I'm sure you're going to use your bad luck now Saturday and Monday in the other leagues. So
Yeah, this will be like that break I had at like Kansas and IBOS. I had a break in between my bad luck. This will be the break, I guess, in between the bad luck, probably. And this definitely makes up for the first one. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel like I talked to you the entire time. I don't know if any of the others have any questions for you or whatnot.
I'm good.
I was saying,
Rob Evans has requested a interview.
We'll get him in here in just a moment. Yeah, Cody, just what a run for you tonight. That was impressive. I said there, you got a shirt coming your way, and it was good that we got that race authentic shirt now because you got the car all wrecked up. So yeah, that's exciting though.
Oh,
I guess we'll have
God.
to see. I guess we'll have to see if it's pending between if it's going to be where you cross the line in or after Corey destroyed you. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see on that.
No,
Official
it's all it is going to be a render of his card, but of
actually,
his
the
scheme.
front
That's
of it will
a
be
render of
in-
his scheme.
The front of it will be an ugly sweater portion that was made by Seth, and then the back will be a snow globe with 48 car in it.
Well, Cody,
Winner.
you have to make a promise though. Once you receive this, you have to post a picture of this so we can show the world what it looked like. So
The
that
die
is the only
dead.
request we have, or at least from me. I want to see what it looks like. I have to see it.
If only I could post in groups. I can't post photos in freaking groups.
Well, we will work around that and figure it out. But,
Well,
once again, though,
We'll talk to our higher ups about that on how we
Stupid
can make that
Facebook
happen.
bans.
but congrats on the win and the sweater coming your way and surviving this Christmas miracle of event.
Weather in
So,
Florida. I can't wait.
But thanks again for the interview. Like I said, I'll go back to hating you after tonight, like always.
User
So.
left your channel.
Yes, go ahead.
All right.
All
Take care.
right.
User left your
So
channel.
a great win tonight for Cody Lamas. Before we get Rob Evans here, he finished 13th. I want to get a couple other guys in here.
I was actually looking. We lost Matt Rod. Are we still streaming?
I think we. Yeah.
User joined your channel.
There he
Okay,
is.
and he's back.
Yes.
So,
You want to grab Seth Cole? He had to try to get a good strategy.
Sure.
User was moved to your channel.
Don't even know if he's here, but I just abducted him.
Seth
been
Cole,
abducted.
welcome into the broadcast booth here. Interesting run for you tonight, officially finishing in 8th place after running towards the back for most of the race. What did you think on your perspective of this race?
As an admin or as a racer?
Let's go
let's go
with the
racer
racing first.
Okay, so as a racer, I mean, you know, as you guys stated, I stayed towards the back for majority of it just because of what was going on up there towards the front. So just trying to keep my car in one piece, but got there at the end and we were trying to figure out some strategy, myself and Jess, and the two of us actually decided to short pit, and both of us actually screwed up our pit road as well. Jess took 4 tires when she was going to take none, and I ended up messing up my pit road entry. Fortunately, the both of us, our kind of miscues got us off pit road together, and a lot of guys that were ahead of us, we were able to actually pass them. So with where we were running, we definitely had a net gain of positions. So it was nice to see it go into a long green flag run there where green flag pit stops actually did decide the race winner and decide a lot of the finishing spots.
Okay,
Sorry.
now give us your perspective as an admin.
I want to hear this because definitely the first quarter, maybe even half of this race is definitely was a 180 from
if
where we
anybody
actually finished.
wants to later on when I upload the recording on my end of this, you'll definitely get an earful because the thing is, I don't think
At least you'll be able to see the last 2 laps.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
that
it
was
was.
sad.
I don't think it was even broadcasted. It was recorded on my end. But back in July, we ran this track, we ran this setup, we ran the same physics, and there were about the same number of drivers. And we were running 3 wide, 4 wide. We were rubbing doors. And we were having fun, but we were
Matt
keeping
Rod was
it
making
clean.
really horrible moves that somehow worked. That too.
Matt was in the Matt was in the grass, and we still didn't have cautions.
like he was
I
gonna
was
kill
actively
everybody.
trying to murder everyone, and they all stayed alive.
Especially
So-
me.
So, you know, the fact that it was proven that the track was wide enough, the setup was good enough, and that if drivers actually paid attention to what they were doing, then it was actually going to be able to be clean racing. To have 3 cautions in the first 20 laps was ridiculous, in my opinion, because
You know what we
I
need
had
to do?
stated in the
I think we
drivers
had more
meeting
than
ahead of
that,
time
actually.
that, well, maybe,
Let's
maybe it
go
was
do
4 the
more
first one, I
splash
don't
and
know,
go
but
5 mods.
I think we had 5 or 6
It
cautions in the
was-
first 25 laps is what I'm thinking would happen. But
And, you know,
nonetheless,
I told them
Oh, you're
that,
talking
you know,
about-
that to pace themselves, it was 100 laps, and apparently that was not the case. So, you know, it definitely got frustrating at that point because you had something like the Christmas in July race to fall back on. So, you know, as it got towards the end, obviously you have those early cautions, people get damaged, the field spreads out and gets thinner, and so we had actually green flag racing. But it's a shame that all that stuff had to happen ahead of time to get us to that point.
right, and there was definitely some drivers like Andrew Lemke, for example. I remember he got caught up in the first wreck, and he never really had a chance this race. And I know Jessica got some engine damage early on. Like I said, I think when she was in the draft, she was good, but like I said, there's a couple examples there of people that probably could have been up there the entire race that not necessarily were, just because of outside circumstances of other people wrecking and them getting caught up in it. There was definitely definitely a little bit more take, especially at the beginning of the race, like you said. I just feel like there was a lot of people trying to take spots and trying to get where they can go, especially on restarts. And like I said, I think some people drove a little bit over their head, just a little bit. Like I said, there was a couple wrecks in particular out that I could say that probably were very avoidable, I should say. And it caused a lot of mayhem early on. It took a lot of good drivers out of the race, unfortunately. But like I said, once the field kind of thinned out, about maybe 35, 40 laps into the race, it started really kind of calming down, and we started seeing some really good racing. The cautions, like I said, maybe cut in half. But I just, like I said, just the sense of the urgency and everything was just way too high early on. It just needed to be calmed down. But
And maybe it would have made more sense too if it were like a track like Daytona, which for the most part is just an inside-outside line, and there's a lot more you have to lean on each other to get position. There's not a whole lot of room to maneuver, especially in the trial. But this is a track that it's flat out in every single lane. It can hold 4 wide. Every lane has grip. So, and there's even 5 lanes over in 3 and 4 with the apron included. So the fact that, you know, we had those early cautions and people couldn't find the ability to give each other room for at least in the early portions, green flag pit stops, green flag racing. It kind of seemed a little ridiculous because, as I said, back in the Christmas in July race, we were able to do that.
Right. Looks like we got a couple more people that are asking for some interviews as well. But nonetheless, like I said, the second half of the race, it kind of cleaned up itself. We still had a couple of instances here and there just out of control. Like I said, turn 4 seemed like it was definitely a problem. Cody actually brought it up a lot because it seemed like it pulled a lot of people to the apron, caused a few people to wreck. We saw Joey's wreck. We saw Malin go to the apron. We saw Cole go to the apron. Like I said, it just seemed like it was pulling a lot of people down. And it looks like even on pit road, it may have been even worse because we saw a couple of instances where I think it was Andrew Miller got flipped because somebody got loose.
Channel.
And then we saw Tyler Malin actually, ironically, was the next one that got caught in the wreck and spun
User
and flipped
joined
over.
your channel.
Did you feel that every lap, whenever you went around turn 4, did you feel it pulling? I don't know if it was just a keyboard thing or if it was everybody having that problem.
Well, there definitely is a pull off of turn 4, and it's been that way ever since we had the Winter Classic back last year in 2018. The thing is, people, I guess in practice, didn't take the opportunity to remember the fact that you cannot really run the apron all the way out of turn 4. You kind of have to, in the center of the entrance of 3, or the exit of 3 to the entrance of 4 is where you have to get off that apron. Otherwise, the way that the track is built with the LP files, it is going to pull you down to that inside. And I think that's why we had a couple of cars. I think the 10, I think the 88, both kind of got pulled into the infield grass. You have to be aware of the fact that that's going to pull you like that, and you have to get off the apron sooner than they did.
Right. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions for Seth? I've been talking again a lot, so I'll let somebody else talk.
Nope.
All right. Well, if nobody else does, we're gonna move on.
I'm very curious, Matt.
Let me bring Carter Friesen in because Carter's about to lose himself.
Well, Rob was probably the next one. He probably needs one. He asked for a while ago.
Well, before you guys
Rob
kick me
asked,
out,
and,
I want to
so
thank
did-
you guys for doing this. I know it probably was kind of a little bit of a tough way to keep it interesting in the beginning, but
I
User
made
was
sound
kicked
effects.
out of your channel.
Wow.
Wow.
It really be like that. That was
User
extremely
joined your
rude.
channel.
that was rude,
Damn.
and you're not getting anything in your Christmas stocking. Goodbye.
There you go.
User left your channel.
Well, anyway, let's move on to the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Rob and bring him up here.
It's Rob, Johnny, Corey,
Well, Carter and
and
then
have all
Johnny.
asked.
User
Well, I'm
was
just saying
moved to
like
your
that, but those
channel.
are who have asked.
All right, we have Rob Evans here, who came home. Looks like today. I'm looking at the running order. He came across line 13th, a lap down. Rob, what do you think about the racing so far today? Like, how was it? And just can you kind of describe what it was like?
Well, I will say, towards the beginning, it was very dicey, very chaotic. We had a lot of cautions as people tried to kind of fan out, but somehow we survived all that really carnage. We managed to kind of file in, but I will say it was a very, very hectic beginning. Once things settled out, it kind of smoothed out, and we were smooth sailing to the end, but definitely a very chaotic beginning.
Yeah, I see. Like I said, you were up here having a great run, like for most of the race. I don't know. I guess it was when Seth may have gotten to you, but I saw on the last restart, your car looked like it slowed down all at once. It was even before Seth's contact. Did you have any other damage maybe or something that caused some of the slowness, or was it just a bad restart and then that's when you got hit, or what actually happened on that last restart?
Actually, I believe it or not, had shifter issues. My wheel kind of acts up sometimes where you have to kind of smack the crap out of the wheel to get it to shift. So I was sitting there taking my hand going, just waiting for it to shift, and it took about 3 or 4 smacks to the wheel to get it to shift. And then by the time that happened, Baker was all over me, I believe that was, and then I had to move up, and then from there Seth got under me, and I don't know what happened to him, but he slid up and tapped us. But other than that, we had a great run all night.
So was it just a case of losing the pack and then I guess the draft effect, you kind of lost that, and that's when you kind of couldn't catch up? Is that basically what happened?
Yeah, I feel like we also might have gotten a little aero damage when we tapped the wall, because the right side, when I was riding side by side there with Johnny, kind of just throwing it back and forth, even though he slapped down, he was saying it looked like the right side was kind of caved in a little bit. I wasn't sure if that was actually right. I don't know if you guys were able to see what kind of damage we had there.
Yeah, I saw that you had quite a bit of damage on the right side. Like I said, it looked like it was affecting a lot of cars. And once they got the damage, the cars were off the pace. And like I said, just one of those unfortunate deals. But yeah, like I said, I saw you battle up front and everything. Looks like you had a good car. Like I said, just unfortunate circumstances on that restart with the shifter, and then just getting the contact with Seth. But overall, like I said, we had a great run going. Thanks for participating in the race. And I don't know if anybody else had any questions. I think it's just Michael currently here with me.
I don't have a question.
Okay. Yep. You said you
Yeah,
did have a question? I'm sorry.
Oh.
Oh, okay, I guess not. Okay. Thank you, Rob, for racing and everything today. It was great. Like I said, hopefully we'll see you next time for one of these events. And like I said, hopefully, like I said, the luck is on your side. That doesn't happen again. Like it seemed like a lot of people had problems today, but overall, like I said, you're up front. You had a great run going. Again, thanks for racing tonight.
Oh, definitely. Thank you guys for broadcasting, and thanks to Seth for putting on another great event. I didn't show up last year because I was busy. I didn't really know what to expect going into this race, and it was definitely chaotic. And
Right,
before I
definitely.
go, sponsorship plugs, because local sponsorship. We'd like to
User
thank
left your
Mittler
channel.
Brothers, Heritage Distilling, Floor Coverings International, 90 Creative, and Precharge, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, anyways, thank you guys for putting on a great stream, and hopefully we'll be back next year.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you next time.
Have a great night, guys.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, looking around, I actually don't see anybody else in the room with me. I don't know what happened to Matt
Oh,
or
I'm
Michael
here.
or anybody. Oh, Chris is still here. I was trying to figure out where they went. Yeah.
User joined your channel.
Okay, well,
Hi.
we get everybody
User
back.
joined
I
your
thought I was gonna be
channel.
interviewing myself for a second.
User
I
was
was-
moved
No,
out
no,
of
no.
your
We'll
channel.
just pull
User
in.
joined your channel.
User
User was
applied
moved to your
weird
channel.
flex, but
User
okay.
was moved out of your
Okay,
channel.
we got Carter
Okay,
here.
User joined your
Carter
channel.
Friesen
User was moved out
finished
of
the
your
race in
channel.
6th
Oh my
place.
God, Dylan.
Saw you up here quite a bit. So what did you think about the racing, Carter? What all was going on out there?
User joined your channel.
Well, if people had stopped joining the channel and leaving,
Not my fault.
well, shut up. I don't know. I thought the race was decently average. You know,
That's
we
an
kind of,
understatement.
yeah. I'd say I did better than last year, I would say. Although I kind of was second coming to the checkered flag, and then Cody pulled to the inside, and I died last year, as you remember. But
Yeah.
this year I decided, hey, let's try something. Let's short pit, and almost worked. I could have gotten the top
User
5.
left your channel.
Shut up. I could have gotten the top 5, but couldn't quite get there. But we got the pole, so that's something. Do I get an award for that or something? I don't know.
That may be a Seth question. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You just get yeeted out of the room. Here.
You got recognition for being the pole sitter, so there's that, at least from us.
Well, that's good. I led the first lap, and that was the only lap I led of the race, I believe.
Well, it looked like I said, a lot of guys had problems early on. I just want you to kind of explain how the early part of the race was going, because like I said, it seemed like a lot of people were just kind of racing
User
a
left
little
your
over their head
channel.
and stuff, and it was just kind of
Oh, yeah.
wild. We had a lot of cautions and all that. Could you kind of explain what the racing was like, maybe about the first 25 laps before it calmed down?
Well, Seth was getting upset. I know that, because... actually, no, I'm going to talk about myself here, because that's what you want me to talk about. So,
Sure, let's go with that.
I don't
User
really know
joined
what
your
was
channel.
happening.
Sorry, there's no way I can come in silently.
Okay, let's try this again. Go ahead, Carter.
Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, I don't really know what was happening. Luckily we were able to stay out of everything mostly. Early on in the race, I had some sort of internet issue at one point. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I had to drop to the back because my quality started shooting up. So, for those of you that don't know what that means, basically my car goes everywhere, and I could cause a wreck. So
Yeah, we noticed that happening during the race for a couple. I think Roger was
Yeah.
another one, for example.
Roger was another one. I saw Deaver have some issues in the corners
I
sometimes.
think Andrew had it happen once or so as well.
Andrew got flipped over on pit road, and I laughed so hard.
Yeah, we talked with the other drivers about turn 4 because everybody's saying it's kind of pulling you to the apron and stuff, and I think that kind of dictated with the wrecks on pit road where we saw Malin get
Yeah.
flipped and Andrew earlier before that.
Yeah.
Was turn 4 really that difficult? Like, how can you describe what turn 4 is like? Because it sounded like everybody was having trouble with it the entire race.
So the problem with turn 4 is it has to do with the LP files and the track. So with people that drive with assists, it'll try to pull their car to pit road. That's why we saw like 3 or 4 wrecks like that of people just getting a little too low and it tries to pull their car to pit road. Luckily with the grip, you can actually make it to pit road. I did that in practice. Yes, I'm a loser. I run with assists. Don't at me. So
Hey, you run your own race, right?
yeah. But yeah, that's why a lot of people were just coming up. There's a little bump in turn 4 in the apron and the track. That was my point. That was basically my marker of when to come up the track, because just after that is when it'll start to pull your car to pit road.
Right.
So
And
Yeah.
Probably the last question I can ask is, whenever you're racing up front and everything, because you were up there quite a bit, was it really difficult to pass, especially toward the end of the race? Because I noticed, like I said, I think Ogo started the trend of everybody kind of low lining it and kind of running around the apron the entire way around the track. Once it got single file like that, was it really difficult for you guys to pass?
Especially coming off the corners, yeah, I'd say. Once the tires start to wear, your car gets really, really tight. So I believe this is the same setup we ran last year, just converted over to Cup physics because we ran the trucks.
Yeah, Seth confirmed that.
Yeah. So, yeah, after a while, your tires start wearing, and yeah, you cannot control the car whatsoever. It slides up the track. That was my issue. If you remember back in July when I ran keyboard because I was a stupid idiot and made a bet with Seth and lost. I had to run keyboard in that race, and I saw what Seth's issue was with the setup after the tires start wearing. If you're on keyboard, you cannot turn whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Well,
I didn't really have that big of an issue with it. I was luckily able to keep my car down towards the bottom mostly. There were a couple times I slid up and almost took out people, but yeah.
Well, nonetheless, though, like I said, you came home with a good 6th place finish. Like I said, just the kind of strategy at the end kind of jumbled up the field. Definitely, we had a lot of accidents coming to pit road and people wrecking on the track, and there was no yellow.
Exactly.
I know that was kind of a bad deal because it looked like there should have been one thrown, but in-game cautions, like I said, they're very unpredictable, so we can't really control it. But nonetheless, though, you had a great run, ran up front, like I said, got the pole, so there's that as well. Got to show off your car quite a bit during the race. Couldn't really say what it said on there because of what it, obviously, but nonetheless, though, thanks for coming by, Carter, and thanks for the interview, and thanks for taking part in the race. And hope to see you next time when we do another event like this on the NNSCRA Sports Channel.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, everybody still here? Chris and Matt. I think we got another interviewer for Johnny Gardner. See if I can grab him real quick. Are you two still here? Maybe? All right, well, I'll start this anyway. All right, Johnny Gardner, welcome to the broadcast booth. See, like you had a kind of a hectic race for sure today. I just wanted to ask you first, what did you think about the racing out there, and can you kind of describe how your race was?
Let's just say I just got drunked by a Pepsi can most of the race.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah, it seemed like early on, the first few laps were definitely a challenge for the field. There was a lot of probably questionable moves that were made, and I saw a few wrecks that probably shouldn't have happened. It literally got cleaned up toward the end, but by the time the damage had been done, there was a good chunk of the field that had already been taken out. I noticed that you were caught up in a few wrecks yourself. I would assume that you had engine damage somewhere early on in the race. Is that correct?
Well, what happened was I think the second or third caution, I accidentally got into the back of David, and I didn't realize it because I was on my brakes, and then it just took off and went for a flip, and I'm like, please let there not be engine damage. Thankfully, there wasn't, but the damage was done.
Yeah, like I said, it looked like you were just kind of battling, like I said, a couple of times just to get the lucky dog back and stuff. And like I said, I saw you with Andrew and a couple other. Corey was back there for a while. Like I said, just at that point you were just kind of riding. It looked like, but before all that happened, so like I said, just the racing in general, like was it really challenging? Like I said, racing around everybody, like it seems super crazy. Like I said,
it was balls
about
to the walls crazy. That's what it was.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like there was a lot of potential, like I said, for this, and like I said, the first few laps kind of took away, I think, from the racing, unfortunately, but it got cleaned up toward the end. Like I said, unfortunately, you weren't a part of that front pack due to your damage. But overall, like I said, what did you think about, like I said, just, I was going to see how I could word this. Like, before I say you got that damage, was it just, like mind-boggling nervous? Like, what would your description be, like, racing that pack?
Well, I was like trying to figure out what to do with Rob because our plan was we were supposed to go up to the front and try to lead as much as we could.
Right.
But when that second or third caution came out and I got tossed up like a tornado, I was like, Rob, plan B. You're on your own.
Yeah.
He was like, he said to me, what do you mean? I'm like, I just saw Narnia.
Yeah, like I said, we saw a lot of crazy things happen in this race for sure, though. But like I said, we want to thank you, though, for
one thing, though, too, I got to thank the team, EGM Motorsport, EGM, for the Crystal Beppis Mustang. Yeah. Even though There's the
Yeah,
meme of the
hopefully, like I
night.
said, next time, like I said to a
Next
few of
time.
the other guys that have been here too, because it seemed like a lot of you guys had a lot of bad luck, and hopefully
Yeah,
next time you have
next
more
time the Crystal
luck.
Bepis Mobile will probably be in Victory Lane, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the best for you next time. Thank you for coming by,
Yeah,
though,
not
doing
a
the
problem.
racing, and thank you for the interview. And like I said, hopefully next time a little bit more luck.
You all
will be
have a
on your
Merry
side for your
Christmas
machine.
and a Happy New Year.
Yes, absolutely. You as well, to you and your family.
Not even the end of the year yet.
We're just gonna go with it.
Okay.
I don't know if we have any more people that requested it. Johnny was the last one. I haven't heard anybody else ask for one.
Nada.
I just went on a spell talking about 4 people alone. It felt like. So yeah. I don't know if anybody else requested having an interview, but we can just kind of talk amongst ourselves. What do you guys think overall about the race?
Christmas in July was better.
Uh,
Changed my
I had-
mind.
Well, a lot of people won't know that because they didn't. There's no video proof of it, but I can.
There
I can
is. There
agree.
is.
It's harder to say that too as a commentator, not a racer, because it could be a completely different story from me if I was out there racing, or if any of us in particular were racing. But like I said, the first few laps definitely, I think everybody was just kind of jumpy about what they were doing. They kind of were just trying to get to the front, not sure what to do. You know, they just wanted to get to the front and make these moves they shouldn't have done. And I think Corey is basically asking for an interview because he just poked me. We'll get back to this. Let me move Corey down here real quick, if that's okay. Or you got it. Okay. Anyway, welcome Corey to the broadcast booth. I just want to say as I'm losing stuff on my desk.
You're just breaking your desk.
Yeah, my desk is dying because Corey joined. I was just going to ask Corey, what was your opinion about this race? Can you kind of describe what it was like? Because I saw your car, I think, more sideways than straight the entire time.
I love this race. I loved it. I got quarter paneled, I think, out of everybody the whole race.
You have a little bit of paint from every car, maybe on that peak car. I made a joke during the race at some point saying you may have peaked during the race, and that was a horrible joke. But nonetheless, can you kind of just describe what the racing was like for everybody watching? Like, how can you describe being in that pack and just the 3-4 wide constantly happening, people making like aggressive moves to the bottom, you know, drafting and whatnot? Can you kind of describe like what all happened during the race?
It was easy. Everybody wanted that T-shirt. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's like a plate race, but there's more lanes. You can run 5-6 wide here at Auto Club or Christmas Miracle.
Slightly off topic, but since so many people want that shirt, I probably should say you should just message Seth and see what you guys can do.
Yeah, that's why everybody,
You're like the third or fourth
why,
person who wants that shirt.
I didn't want it. I was like, you know what? At the beginning of the race, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be easy. I was up in the front a little bit of like 12. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna ride. It's gonna be fun. And
then
see
I
where
think
we
you
get at
wrecked
the
on the
end.
first caution, unfortunately.
And then I got quarter paneled by Cody, the eventual winner of the race.
Well, we had thought that it looked like you got down to him, but then I thought it was maybe he came up and you came down, just one of those deals. But
yeah, that one was a racing deal. There's a couple others later on where it was just a guy just taking and just throwing the whole car under me.
Right.
And I started doing that at the very end, right when I was running about 6th, 7th, and then I got up to about 3rd, and I had to run out of gas.
So Corey, would you have preferred this race or my race where I would have literally just flew from the high line to the bottom line constantly every lap?
And the race he's talking about is the Christmas in July race.
Christmas in July.
Yeah,
Christmas in July I think it was a way better race. I don't know what was different from this one from that one, but I think that one was a way better. I don't know if it was a mod or what, but I mean, I know I got quarter panel 6 times. I counted in this race.
There was a lot of contact I noticed just during the race. I've seen a lot of people going sideways on the straightaway, which I thought was mind-boggling, and that caused a couple of bad wrecks. I don't know, like I said, there was just very little time to avoid those mistakes and those hits and stuff. But like I said, just everybody looked like they were just kind of go for a lot early in the race. It cleaned itself up toward the end of it. I saw you up there, like I said, I think I messaged you during the race. I saw that you were up in the pack, and then you just kind of abruptly slowed down the backstretch before you made your pit stop. Did something happen there, or were you just kind of preparing to go to pit road?
I ran out of gas.
Oh, well, that could be a problem. Okay. I told him, I was like, I think something happened to Corey's car, and running out of gas would do that, so that's unfortunate that happens.
I was going to pit a lap earlier, and the 20 had kept cutting me off. And there was a couple times I just drive it in, And I let off. I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna wreck him. And about the third time he done it, I was like, I just got to a point. I'm like, if I'm gonna get to him, I'm just gonna get up under him. If he cuts, I'm gonna take him out. While I was angry at that point, I forgot that I did not pit under that last caution, and I was going to run out of gas. And I looked down the back straightaway, and I'm under him. I'm like, oh, he's gonna let me by, and it's going. It was like at 3, and I'm like, oh well, we can't pit now.
Oh wow. Yeah, so I'm still making a lot of noise. I knocked a lot of stuff down. Anyway, so once you were up there, like I said, I was convinced you had a lot of engine damage because you fell back. But once you're up there, so it wasn't difficult to pass. Like, how would you say like your approach was trying to get past people? Like once you got toward the front, I know it got single file. Like, what was your approach trying to get around people at that point? Like, was there really much you could do?
Early in the race, you can make any line work. Later in the race, when I believe Ogo was leading, I don't know who was, but they all got on the bottom. It was like one of those old plate racing where everybody's on the top against the wall or everyone's on the bottom. At this track, you can kind of go to the apron a little bit and get a run. And what I was doing is when they were all above the line, I would go under the yellow line and run it on the apron.
Right.
And then as soon as you'd hit that corner, you got a straight shot to the corner. They have to come down. So you're still, I mean, if they come down, you're going to wreck them because you're going straight into there and they're going pulling down. So you're coming in there with a lot more speed. That's what I kind of figured out late. And I kept getting huge runs on cars. And then I'd have to back out. Because if I wasn't to their quarter panel, I'm not going to hit them in the ass and turn them.
Right.
But if I got to the quarter panel, I wouldn't lift it at that point. And I think I did it to Seth early, and I think that's what got him up in the Rob is because I just stuck it down in there, and I had to.
Yeah, we checked on that too. Rob actually was having shifting issues, and that's why he was kind of falling back on that restart. But skipping a beat a little bit. Turn 4, like I said, I've been asking about every driver this because I've seen a lot of people having problems. We saw Joey. He actually lost it in there and he flipped. We had like people coming to pit road. They were losing it into other cars and flipping them over. That happened twice to Andrew Miller and Tyler Mallon on the last pit stop with Shane. Was it just a difficult pit road to get onto and just turn 4 in general? Was it just really difficult for all the drivers to kind of avoid that pull that was kind of happening when you guys toward the apron?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's like right off the exit of 4, like right where the pit lane starts, where you would make a move to pit lane, or when we were coming back up on the track. There's like a little grip lane there, and it just every time I hit it, it felt like my ass in my car was gonna cut out and go straight to the pit wall. And I'm on a wheel, and I was like, had to wheel that thing a little bit. But once I got used to it, I was like, I used it to my advantage. I was like, well, if it's gonna kick out here, I'm just gonna hold it to the floor and just let it go to the bottom, all the way to the apron down the front straightaway.
Yeah,
but I mean, with keyboarders, though, I mean, they have assists and everything, so it's gonna yank them a lot harder than it's gonna yank a wheel.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it seemed like that was Calamity Corner toward the end of the race. Like I said, a lot of people, like I said, either coming to pit road or just trying to make moves because they either get to the apron or they get below the line, and then they get kind of in that boundary where their car may kick out, and as soon as they get the brake, they grip flip. Like I said, I think that's what happened to Joey, example. So, but it looks like it definitely was a tough deal. And like I said, it's unfortunate that you ran out of gas anytime I took you out of contention. I actually don't have the leaderboard up. I didn't see where you actually finished. I had it up and my game must have crashed or something. So
I got a top 10. I mean, I drive these junk cars. Last 3 broadcasts, I've wrecked like 6 times in the broadcasts. Every one of them still finished top 5, top 10. So.
And actually, we had made picks during the race, and Matt actually picked Cody to win, which was kind of cool for once. We actually had somebody win that we picked, and actually, they were talking about Cody. Matt had brought him up. We were bringing up our picks, and as soon as I said Cody's name, he wrecked. That was when he spun out. So I told Cody, I said, sorry for jinxing you, but at least you won to make up for it. So I told him I gave him his bad luck early on. So, but other than that, like I said, I got my leaderboard back up now. Looks like you finished in 10th. Like I said, it just seemed like the pit stop at the end kind of shuffled it out. Like I said, the running out of gas hurt you at the end, but overall, like I said, you bounced back. It looked like during the race, you were up there, had a good race going. Like I said, just unfortunate circumstance at the end kind of caught you off there. But nonetheless, it was fun having you here. Let's see if anybody else here has a question. Chris or Matt, do you guys have any other questions for Corey?
Nope.
All right, I've been kind of soloing these interviews, so
I know because you're like full on this. You've been like holding this thing up for months.
I guess I have. I don't know, but
he's got his pen and paper out. That's why he's been beaten.
I had to do something because I'm not racing, so I had to kind of get out doing this. But anyway, nonetheless, though, Corey, thanks for coming by and racing. Like I said, it was fun. Hope to see you for the next NNSCRA event. What that should be, I don't know. At Seth, because I don't know on top of my head. So, but thanks for coming by. Glad you had a good race. Like I said, going is fun, and we'll see you for the next one.
No problem. I gotta thank the boys at the shop though. Gotta thank Eric, Brandon, Louise, all the boys back in Discord watching. I know they watching.
Yes, your spotter
all
Leroy.
all my coworkers at Walmart. I shared this on Facebook and Snapchat. What's up? What's good? We out here digging top 10. Don't give me shit tomorrow when I go to work. Say you suck, because I mean y'all come out here and do it.
Yeah, that's right. They have to come out here and prove themselves.
But yeah, thanks for you guys broadcasting. I know we got a new broadcaster tonight. Flat Out, what is it? Flat Out Racing Network. That's big deal.
Thanks,
right
champ.
there. Big deal. I like it. I'm glad y'all did this. And Seth said we had a sponsor tonight, and thank them for jumping on board and sponsoring this race. I think we put on still a decent show, even though we wrecked half the field in 15 laps. But we put on a good show.
I think after we got past lap 30, I think the racing got a lot better. Like I said, we had a couple wrecks here and there, but it really cleaned up, and it was some fun racing for sure. Like I said, I'm glad you were a part of it for the most part toward the end. But yeah, thanks for coming by, Corey, and hope to see you for the next special event here.
Yeah, I'm gonna retire and then come back for the next special event.
Oh yeah, this
always.
is like retiree times 5.
Yeah, I'm retired again.
He
See you at the next special event.
races retires. Let's start calling you Bill Elliott or something.
Alrighty. So I'm not sure how many people we have left to interview.
I think that might be it.
All right, so let's just go ahead and see if we can get the closing thoughts here. So,
where do
race.
we start?
Yeah.
Well, that was crazy. I don't know about you guys, but I had a good time.
I had a phenomenal time as well. It was really rocky at the start, but once they got the green flag runs going, they kept us on the edge of our seats, and it was a very just exciting race to call and enjoy. And glad to have you two along with me for the ride to be able to do this. It was a lot of fun. Hope we get to do it again someday. It was fun, like it is just about every year.
And it was interesting too. Like for me, like I said, I used to do this a lot for fun on YouTube and stuff, but it has been a good while since I actually did something like this. So I was actually glad that Matt actually asked me to do this, because I had full intention to run this race myself actually. And
I mean, I keep offering you, if you ever want to do our iRacing broadcast, I mean, you're more than welcome to jump in.
Yeah, that's true. It was fun doing that again. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, it brings back good memories. Like back when I had nothing else better to do in my life than do YouTube videos for NR. So
the Mountain Dew Racing Series.
Yeah, throwback right here. It's not Thursday, but it's a throwback kind of Thursday deal.
I'm telling you, come out and join Seth for some of the iRacing broadcasts. You'll have a blast.
But yeah, it was definitely interesting. Like I said, didn't do this with you guys. I had a blast. Matt, I don't know what you want to say next, but I just like I said, just want to thank you guys again for letting me join in on this. It was very fun to get kind of the rest knocked off on commentating, because you guys know me, I don't ever shut up. So this is like a natural thing for me once I get going. So Matt, what do you think about the race? What did you have to say about it?
Actually, I'm going to close my door real quick before I go on that.
He's going to scream it out for everybody in the world to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, Chris, I think you did a great job, like leading the way. As like the Mike Joy of the commentating group, like I said, you're very professional when you do it. So
try to keip you boys in line.
That's probably a good thing, because me and Matt would have went off the track pretty quick. We started getting on about stuff other than what's going on. It wouldn't have been very good. So
I mean, usually I have Seth here to yell at me and keep me on track, but
I guess I have to learn to do that with you, and we'll have to just go kind of back and forth like that.
Like I said, the door's always open for either of you if ever want to join in for our iRacing broadcasts. I mean, we can always use more people.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like so the racing, like I said, once we got past those first 25 laps, I guess like we can't sugarcoat it. It was very dismal, like how bad it started. And like I said, I think a lot of people were just kind of excited. You know, a lot of them mentioned the prize. That's what everybody's kind of going after. When you get in these races where there's no points on the line, there's just a prize, it kind of, I would say it may change your mindset a little bit how you race. It may be a little bit more over the top. You know, you're kind of just aiming just to win. That's about the only thing you're here for at this point. And like I said, I think it got the best of some of these drivers early on, and it took themselves out, and they took some other drivers out that probably shouldn't have been involved in some wrecks and contenders. So, like I said, once we got past that, it cleaned up quite a bit. We had some really interesting and fun racing up front. Like I said, we had a lot of lead changes and a lot of crazy saves, wild moments, and crazy finish.
Wild finish at that, and the bottom line is Cody Lamas, your winner.
I still don't know
Run for
how he
him
didn't
tonight.
wreck. I don't know how he didn't wreck. I mean, it's
I feel like I should have put a
absolute.
bet on this.
Oh, I'm feeling it, guys. Again, it's a Christmas miracle.
Please, God.
I'll have to
Okay,
hear
that's
that
the last
again.
one I got tonight.
I have to hear that again for another year.
Yep, I had to. He had to.
Or
throw
until
out the
July.
track
Take your
vibes.
pick.
Yeah, there you go. July too.
Yep, I'm looking forward to the next one of these. Like I said, I'd be tempted to race, but if commentators need it, I'm always leaving the door open now for that. You never know.
Absolutely, me
Just
too.
know I'm gonna send you an invite in every Tuesday. So
He's gonna be like, "You talk race now."
I'm telling you, you and
talking
Seth
during
would
races,
be-
please.
you and Seth would be a fucking. I mean, fuck.
Well,
Just gonna shut my mouth. You would be a riot.
Well,
just kind of run through the final running order just to
Yeah,
kind
go
of
for it.
catch up everybody for this. So our finishing order today, like I said, that's what they do in real life too. Cody Lamas, like I said, your winner today. Austin Ogo got second. Roger Ray finished third. We got 20. I'm really bad with names right now. Hold on. Nope, not Cole Baker. Tristan Allen. He got fourth. Cole Baker was fifth. And then the rest of your top 10. Carter Friesen, your repulsor, got sixth today. We saw the tandem right there of Jessica Sheldon seventh and Seth Cullen eighth. Andrew Miller finished ninth. Looked like one of the contenders early on in the race and had some trouble. And then 10th place was first car one lap down was Corey Williams. Kind of surprised we only had 9 cars on the lead lap. That was a little bit lower than I expected, but we had a few cars that were kind of off the pace, and then we had a couple crashes there. Kind of took some people out. And I think a lot of people were probably upset also. We didn't really talk about this. There was no caution at the end of this race. Like I said, with the accident on pit road between Shane Sides and Tyler Mallon. It may have been the case of one of those unfortunate circumstances where the game didn't recognize it as a yellow because they were off the racing surface. Shane was nose first into the pit road wall on the track, and Tyler Mallon was flipping through pit stalls, hopefully not taking out pit crew members. But
Yeah.
I bet some of those guys were hoping and expecting a yellow, but it didn't happen. So that's one of those what ifs. What could have happened? We could have had a yellow because we had quickie yellows that would run about a lap and then go back green. That could have set up for a crazier finish with more drivers and more drama. But the fact is, it didn't happen. So I don't know what would have happened then. It would have been interesting, but like
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, but we still had a good battle. Ogo, like I said, they run for Cody right there at the end. Like I said, we had lap traffic that was in the way, and they actually didn't give them the bottom, which was kind of crazy, and they actually had to work on the outside. I thought maybe if Ogo had dropped down maybe in that line with those lap cars and draft around Cody, I think he would have a better chance, but I think the mindset was trying to clear those guys, but he followed Cody, and that made a seal the deal for Cody to get out of there with the victory. The rest of the running order, I guess we can go through as well. Tyler Mallon ended up 11th. The 7 of Sonny Tallman was 12th. Rob Evans was 13th. Shane Sides dropped back to 14th, 2 laps down. Andrew Lemke was 15th. I think I said his name right. If I botched it, I'm sorry. Johnny Gardner, 16th, 2 laps down. And then everybody else, including our part-time commentator, was out of the race from 17th on down. Michael Norman, Joey Murphy, one of the favorites as well. Michael, both are out of the race. The 3, I forget names. I'm so sorry. Charles, no, wrong. What was Deaver, and the 3 was 19th. I forgot your first name. I'm sorry. 28 finished 20th. That was Charles Belding. And then we got
obviously all the server cars.
Yeah, we have Alvarez in the 68 finished 21st. Emmanuel Hartnett was 22nd. Jamie Pinchor was 23rd. Will Goss was 24th. Josh Shelley. James Shelley. I'm horrible with names. I am so sorry. I'm botching everything right at the end. And then Carson Gum finishes 26th. Other than that, now that I got through my repetition and stuff right there, do you guys have any last remarks about the race and what you thought?
Can we go again?
Oh, yeah, it's round 2, starting up in about 15 minutes. Get ready.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, we're racing until midnight. Right. Somebody's time zone. I don't know who.
Can we do
somebody.
Like
whoever hits midnight first.
15 races in one night.
It'd be 1 a.m. for the East Coast, midnight for me in the Central. So
yeah, I'm Central as well. So, but I think that's about all I got for tonight. I think I've spoken enough here. This in the second half of this.
Matt, do you have any closing remarks, and I'll close it out?
No, I've got nothing.
All right. With that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Those of you that are still hanging around with us. I think our post race went almost just as long as the race did. For the 4 of you still watching, thank you all so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this special presentation on the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. For Dylan Poteen and Matthew Rodriguez, I'm Chris Dollarden signing off here. Thank you for joining us. Have a good evening, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year to you and your family.